Yo, today's show is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Your online activity should not be public, so protect yourself at expressvpn.com/achievement.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to Off Topic. You know it starts live Thursday. Every Thursday at 3:05.
Live
Here
Thursday.
we are.
Is that
3:05, right on time.
Is that when it starts?
Dead
I guess
Thursday.
so.
3:05.
3:05, yeah. That's usually when.
Everyone knows
I
this.
didn't know.
We're here.
Meeting starts 3:05.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh,
This
no.
is like a
Yeah,
recording,
you're,
send it out.
You're A-Live.
I thought the whole chat thing was like an extra touch
No,
to make it
it's-
feel like
Well,
it was live
weird.
for us.
It was
but here we
weird
are.
that
We're
Alfredo kept.
breaking the illusion. He's finding out it's a Truman
He
show.
kept looking at broadcasts saying they seem so real.
Yeah.
Animatronics.
Hey,
Wow.
before we get too far,
Are those
let's-
autoerotica?
Hey, do you have a VPN? You should get one, right? And then, because we're sponsored by ExpressVPN. Whew, saved it. Hey, get protected at expressvpn.com/off-topic.
Not on?
Oh, you click the button. Pew.
Boom. I'm VPN.
Yeah, you
VPN
are.
now.
Yeah, you are. You ain't a
So
sucker.
VPN. I'm in Dallas right now.
No, you're not.
Oh.
It says current location, USA
Say
Dallas.
hi to my
Yeah.
Oh,
family.
okay.
That's where the phone says he is. That's where he is.
Yeah.
Today felt, I mean, I would like to say like a normal day. And I say this for various reasons. I'll go into detail. We have occasionally gone into the office like we have before, shot off topic, et cetera. But today felt like a full-blown normal day since all the COVID stuff happened. And I go, and I say this because wake up, got into the office at 10. We shot a couple Let's Rolls. And then I did what I always used to do with Jack before COVID hit. We went, we grabbed lunch.
Got lunch.
That was a
Go.
fun lunch, but one of the things that we did towards the tail end of that lunch is we checked out the new temporary desk setups
Space,
for the streaming and the recording. And boy, let me tell you, I am one of those people that need to be in person because we sat there and I felt like we got more done in 5 minutes than we did in all these Google Hangout meetings.
Absolutely.
Because
Meeting
like
after
to
meeting
be
after
able to
meeting
sit
after
there
meeting.
and be like, okay, like it's a very complicated setup, right? There's 7 computers, and we need to have one where like Kai or Jeremy can jump in, so we need to feed that, and the audio routing for that, plus the video, and how we're gonna record that in a separate station, not on the stations that are playing. Very complex setup. It goes from being like, we're streaming to this is a broadcast setup. But talking about the audio routing channels and how everything's gonna work on all that through Google Meet just makes my mind melt. But like sitting there in person, Jack and I were just like, okay, we're just gonna do it this way, that way, this way,
Even
that
they're
way,
like,
this way.
we're like, what does this cable do right here? And we're like, oh, we actually don't need that cable. And they're like, oh, thank God. It's like,
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah.
It's
we
like,
just
oh,
didn't
yeah.
have that discussion there. But that would have been like a discussion that we had for 10 minutes over Google Meet and got nowhere.
Over 3 days.
I feel like
Yeah.
this is an example of visual learning, literally. Like, I tune people out the second they start talking.
Yeah, so I need to
usually
be there. I need to see it visually and have like that
Bye.
tangible feel. But
Well,
it was
It's you. She's usually
Who's this?
But it was cool to go back there and iron that out real quick and add things that we needed to and take out things we need to for the temporary stream setup.
What I love about that is
and now we're back here in the office recording, so it feels so normal.
you guys
like a
did
full
that,
day.
and Larry was here because we had lunch here.
Yeah.
And so he was hanging out before he left, and he was like, "Oh, I thought you were gonna go over to the new space. I think, like temporary space.
Yeah.
I think Jack and Alfredo went over there." And I went, "Oh, I don't care."
Yeah, we're good.
Exactly. I was like, "Let him
Yeah.
breathe."
It's-
I go. Let me know when it's done.
It feels like we would have been.
You guys are gonna. I'd be no assistance there.
No.
I'd just go, "Well, we got some wires, huh?"
We would have.
Wow.
I would have just distracted you.
Two
from
screens
getting-
instead of one
Yeah.
for the
Oh,
same
okay. I say, it's better I'm here.
That's
Larry.
me traveling with the Ruby girls every single time they're at a convention and we're having some kind of discussion in a meeting. We're like, hey guys, we're gonna talk about this. Let's talk logistics. And I go
Yeah.
into achievement hunter mode. I'm like, don't say something assholey. Don't say a sarcastic comment. We need actual productive input here.
Yeah.
That's what it would have been Michael and I. I mean, like, is this a computer? What's
Yeah.
this?
But I mean, like,
Monitor.
it makes perfect sense for us to be there because one, we're passionate. That's what we're hyper passionate about, and two, it's like a big part of my responsibility. So
Yeah.
I mean, up until
right.
Yeah,
We can
no,
take
I'm
care
just
of
saying
it.
you're welcome.
basically until Fredo got here.
Thanks. They've just been there like, what are all these
Would have been me in the wires going,
Pulling
I'm an electrical cryptoid.
I'm just chewing.
Put me on Reddit.
Like, basically, until Fredo got here, I was the only one who was like, I want to run this shit. Like, I was when I set up the audio, I figured out how to do the audio and the returns and everything. I did all that stuff back in the day, to my detriment in most cases, because I would be tortured because I knew how to run shit. But and then Fredo got here. I'm like, oh my god, someone else who knows how to do this shit.
Dude,
So-
yeah, I remember when I was hired and it was like, okay, you know, we want to grow you as talent on camera, but your day-to-day responsibility is going to be, one, editing the streams, but then also, like, running the streams. And I remember walking to the office and just sitting down going, all right, how are you guys doing, like, your stream setups? And it was just like, everyone's setups were different with different settings.
Can I tell you-
The audio was all over the place.
Doing it-
Everyone had their own individual YouTube feed.
It's like
Doing it from
Gorilla
home
Stream.
now.
Guer, Gorilla Stream. Very clear.
Doing it from home now, and it's like, you know, we still, when we'll stream like for Achievement Hunter, it's still a bit more complicated. It's not like how a single person would do it, because it still goes to like essentially like a mobile studio somewhere, and then they're like mixing feeds and stuff. So
and
it's
then
a
it
little-
has to be sent to YouTube and RTTV.
Right, so it's a little bit more complicated than just like, oh, I stream like as broad strokes.
Live.
But knowing how I do it now, there's no like, oh, that's how it worked in the office. All I know now is, what the fuck were we doing at the office? Like, all I remember is like guessing in OBS how to like try and sync my webcam to my audio, because it was always like 3 seconds out of sync, and just typing like, oh, 300 didn't work. Let me try 400.
Clap, man.
That didn't work. No, that didn't. Let me try 500. And now I sit at home doing it for over a year, and I go, that doesn't seem right. Wait, I don't do that now. What the hell?
Oh, this is why you guys need a dedicated guy. All right, this is a mess. But
How do you stream? I don't know. How do I stream?
know.
Oh, I thought you knew. I don't know.
Great question.
there's a lot of that.
I don't know.
But
What do you have for your
What's your
settings?
OBS settings?
I don't know.
What's
I don't-
OBS?
Yeah.
I
I
don't
don't
use it.
start.
I hit this program and then someone starts.
Alfredo.
Let me
asked
show you
Sure.
game capture.
Yeah.
He asked me, he's like, what do you do? I'm like, this is my station. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
Hey, but then you go to the part where you take it apart and it just falls into pieces and you don't know how to put it back together. This is my station. There are many like it, but this is mine. I bought it like this.
Yeah. Like you like touch a cable. Like I mean, that was the thing too. Is like we had boxes that were sold. It's like you touch something and just like you hear shit falling onto the floor. Like fuck.
That's it. Well, soon.
I'm gonna figure that shit out.
I mean, the stream room wasn't perfect. There were some issues with the GoPros that were used as webcams and an issue with the RCA and the audio chain to the personal mixers on everyone's desk, but we've ironed those out. Well, we think we ironed those out. And so, I don't know. I'm very excited.
Are we allowed to talk about our whole moving situation now? Is that something we're allowed to talk about? Has that been solidified yet, broadcast? You guys?
I mean, they're not going to tell you.
I keep it vague.
Where's
maybe.
this that?
There you go.
Zip, zap,
What?
zoop.
Yes? It's fine to talk about?
I don't,
Got
it's not
it.
a yes or no, it's just a, oh!
Yeah.
Someone having a good
Good
time
answer.
back there.
Yeah.
Good answer.
I'll just say, we thought we were going to
And he
one
moaned.
thing.
We're
At
zip,
least
zop,
it's loud.
zooping.
We thought we were going to
No.
one thing. We had stuff set, and now is another thing, and it's just
We're here,
it's just
we're
nightmare.
there, we're everywhere, but really we're nowhere.
Oh, that's.
was there?
He's not even here. That's not.
Please stop.
No.
He's not even, I think he's on a plane.
He's off eating some dirt.
When we had this back and forth discussion about our setup
Hopefully.
too, I was jokingly
hell.
saying, like, COVID aside, of course, it'd be funny if we could do like door-to-door Let's Plays, like knock knock, who's here? The Let's Play team. We're gonna do a Let's Play right here at your house.
Wow.
It's like, it's like,
They're like,
oh,
oh,
dude.
dude, got this one
No,
TV.
no, Lindsay, we're taking it to the next level. It's like a food truck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Pull
Yeah.
up in a
Walk
truck.
in, sit down,
That'd
with
be
one
awesome.
chair, then just listen to us.
We just get those games to you van. You know, it's like roll up. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we got
Well,
it.
it's
Just
like-
pull it up. And
You know how
like,
you get
sit here.
a food truck and you walk up and you order, you just walk up and you just watch it.
Yeah.
Well, like
Okay,
Jack,
bye, and then you start driving.
I think you two would remember, but Jack especially would probably remember. Do you remember like they had the Nickelodeon bus where like it was a contest where like you could say like I want the Nickelodeon bus to come to my house, and it would be like some actors
my
or like
town,
some
yeah.
So it was like you want Achievement Hunter to come to your town? Yeah.
Imagine.
Weems is in chat. Weems, are we allowed to talk about where we're going?
No,
I don't know.
we're
I see.
not.
Just gonna, in 2 minutes, I'll see the
Also, it doesn't
response.
matter.
Why?
Because
It's a building.
I want to talk about the shit going down right now, but obviously I won't unless I'm allowed to.
Probably not. But going back to like
What?
There are several people yelling no.
Yeah,
I'm hearing a lot of yes.
confusing.
No one has answered yet.
Hey, I can't hear them.
What do you mean?
Whether or not I'm allowed. to
Jack is a
talk
very
about.
specific hearing selection.
Do that?
Being
Okay.
told no at every corner, and he's
Hey.
looking for a new corner.
Tyler, where's the
Jack in
where's
the
the
corner.
soundboard?
What? The,
You don't have to get up and get it. but did
It's
you
in the
forget?
shop.
It's in the shop?
I'm working on
is
it.
that
Yeah.
In the shop? What is the Pimp My Ride episode?
Did
In the
did,
shop?
did Eric soup it up with
Sarah,
the van?
no.
Is that
No, we're trying to add more subwoofers.
okay?
Sarah, I can hear Sarah
There better
saying
be
no.
NOS in that.
At least 3 tanks.
Steffi says yes. Steffi says yes. So there we go.
no, come on.
Steffi's fine.
It said,
now.
see, William said I said no, but then the other line you missed was no to Jack being chained down.
She
like
said no
I will say,
problem.
Steffi's been here longer than Sarah has. So
But
I
does
mean,
Sarah outrank Steffi, or do they just
so
have
you.
different?
I don't know
Let's
what
say
the hell
yes.
we're talking about.
Say yes.
Yeah.
I'll say, while this whole debate is happening for no reason, did anyone see what Sarah said earlier in Slack?
No, I have
When
not.
she
making
had a message, blah 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 blah, and I quoted it under it, "Sill or stup," because that's what she wrote. Oh, she also said form the left side. You said form the left side, Sarah. That's fine.
Wesley, please
She said
Film a small.
she said make it sill or stup with flashlights or candles. And I was looking at Larry and I go, Larry, what the fuck is she saying? What is sill or stup? And Larry, to his credit, he went, silly or stupid. She went silly or stupid. And so when I posted sill or stup, and she said, I don't even know how I messed this one up. And then she fixed it to silly or stupid. I'm like, Larry, you speak Sarah.
Awesome. I love
Damn,
it.
dude.
Like,
Sill-
as-
I'm just saying that now.
I'm not
sill or stup.
fluent in Sarah, but I also thought
Acting
that it was
pretty
like a millennial thing, which
Silly
was
stup.
intentionally shortening it. You know, like totes press.
Ridiculous.
Let's be
here's
silly
the
or
thing.
stup.
Sarah butchers a lot of game titles during our morning.
She
meetings.
adds S's or takes them off every
So
time.
many S's.
God.
But every once in a while, you get the gem where Sarah called it dark stools.
Oh my
Dark
God.
stools.
She referred to Dark Souls as Dark
Dark
Souls.
stools.
Dark stools.
And I'm like a court stenographer. I just will type down anything she says. I'm like, nope,
It's
gotta have
instantly
that.
logged. If Sarah says something that sounds off, and I'll know that it's off because Jack poses it somewhere, usually in Discord, and it's just like, that's what Sarah.
Jack had one. What the hell were we doing?
There was one. There was
You know,
one.
the other day, was it Minecraft? You went, I'm head. And we were like, wait, what? You said something, and you're like, and then you were like, wait, what did I say?
Sounds right. Yeah. There was one for Sarah that she posted in Slack, and I'm like, I literally screenshot it. I'm like, I know she's gonna fix that immediately. I'm like, I got it before she did.
See, Sarah does that too. I have the thing where I forget the word I want to say, and I say a word that's very, very similar, but isn't quite the
Yeah.
word that I wanted. And everyone knows,
You
but they
throw
just
it
kind
out
of let
there.
it go. I'm like, thank you for doing that. Appreciate it. Bless.
Man.
Oh, Sarah, that's fantastic.
It was nice. It was nice going to lunch today. It was good. It's
Yeah,
sort of
you showed
return.
me that a burger joint I haven't been to yet.
I took Fraser to Mighty Fine. You guys been to
Oh,
Mighty Fine
yeah.
before?
Mighty fun.
Fucking great.
Mighty fun.
I like it better than
Tasty burgers.
what is it called? Hop Dotty and all that kind of stuff.
I've never
Where
been
it's
there.
Different.
More like a little bit of like a, we're dressing up our burger and it's
Yeah.
nice and neatly stacked
one-
and it's got fancy sauces. This is more just like Five Guys.
Here's
The one,
the meat.
it's
yeah.
like
fucking burger and
Yeah.
some greasy ass crispy
a
fries.
little different, but it's close to Five Guys.
Yeah.
Is the one near here closed, right? Oh no, I was thinking of Smash Burger. That's
Yeah,
what
Yeah,
it was.
Smash
Smash Burger was also
Smash
good.
was good.
Yeah.
They had good salads.
My fine is fucking delicious.
Yeah, Mighty Fine's
Very
good.
The only thing that I liked it, but everyone else in the office did not like when I got Mighty Fine, or sorry, you just said it, Smash Burger, is I would get the salad, but they would load it up with onions, which I'm like, sweet, onions. Then I come back to the office, I'm like, hey everybody, how's it going? They're like, oh, you like, just stay over there. Just like sit over there for a second.
I got a note from
Onion
Sarah. It
salad.
says, you can mention that we are working on a temp space to film together. Do not say the.
Okay.
I almost said it.
Oh,
So
Mention-
she's allowing you to say what you've already said.
Mention.
Yeah.
No, actually, no, I didn't say that because I'm not an idiot, Sarah.
So I
No,
said,
I
that's
mean,
why
I mean
said
temp space.
Yeah,
I said
yeah.
the thing that Alfredo
Mention that we're
opened the
working on a
podcast
cool
with.
new
You can
space,
say it.
but that you can't speak on it yet.
I like how Jack read like Sarah because he went new
New
space.
space.
yeah. That was a Sarah move. It was a new space.
No, then you got Hirishes are.
Oh, I do that too. I do that to start my sentences.
Yeah, Sarah.
Well-
She's pretty good. She catches herself doing it, but man,
Yeah.
I don't know. I am anti ASMR. I'm AASMR, and and Lindsay drives me crazy. for
Need
that.
to. I don't give a shit.
Sarah's,
We can talk about it.
Lindsay does it in general. Sarah's good about it for breakfast. I always know what Sarah's having for breakfast. And every time she'll just be like, I'm having breakfast. And I go, it's fine you're having breakfast. Just mute your microphone.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
don't clank your bowl. It's like,
dude. And you can just hear it through the mic, and I'm
you,
just like,
you almost feel bad, but you know 5 people are about to descend on you. I'm like, oh, what do you have? Tastes good.
Why do you always pick on me?
dude, that's the same.
You do this to yourself. I would expect someone to yell at me if I did that. Anyway.
That's the same
Please,
thing when
class.
when a bunch of us are like streaming together and we're doing like our own personal stuff, and someone accidentally forgets to
When you're talking to your own stream and you mute
themselves, and
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
so you end up going, you know, like you have like you're in a room like we do Among Us, there's like 10 other streamers with you, and then you're like, hey man, thanks for the sub, and then like everyone, we're all assholes, everyone just goes, hey man, thanks for that sub, hey, don't forget the sub to such and such, and do this,
Yeah.
and then that, and everyone dives on that person. You just go, oh shit, I hit the wrong button, I forgot to mute or like whatnot.
This episode of Off Topic is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Look, using the internet without ExpressVPN is basically the exact same thing as going to the bathroom and not closing the door behind you. Awful. You're letting everyone peep in on your stinky secrets. Everyone needs a VPN because your ISP knows every single website you go to, and they can sell that information to ad companies and tech giants who then use your data to target you. That's right. But you don't want just any old VPN. No, you want the best of the best, the cream of the crop. You want ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN creates a secure encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet, so your online activity can't be seen by anyone. It's even easier than closing the bathroom door. Just bust open the app and click one button, and it works on all your devices. I've been using ExpressVPN for well over a year now. Works great, super simple, doesn't slow my internet down, no reason not to use it. Secure your online activity by visiting expressvpn.com/offtopic today. That's expressvpn.com/offtopic, and you can get an extra 3 months for free. expressvpn.com/offtopic.
Yep.
Sarah says I stopped eating in meetings because of this.
So, I mean,
They made me get up early now. Oh.
Wow.
just mute it.
There's a
right.
Just-
hotkey, set mute,
just mute.
munch
I mean,
away as loud as you want.
I'll be honest.
That's
Yeah.
just back
Or
away.
third
Back
option,
away.
lean into it like I do. Is that you're here with me eating breakfast.
then I'm
Welcome,
just
to
gonna
my,
do-
welcome to my breakfast nook. That being said, after we had that moment in Dead by Daylight where I was doing like ASMR playthrough for a little bit and just driving Jack crazy, which I love doing, is I was looking up other Let's Players who do ASMR Let's Plays, and now I kind of like them. And like,
Yeah.
I love the juxtaposition of games like Among Us. It'll be like the whole group's whispering like, okay, who is it?
ASMR, it's kind of like the cilantro of content.
Oh,
like,
that's a great way to put
you know,
it.
like-
I hate
cilantro.
cilantro more than ASMR, but
Yeah, but like,
I get what you're saying.
Like to me, cilantro tastes like it's like mayonnaise. It tastes horrible.
No, I like mayonnaise.
But some people love cilantro, and it's like, but there's
Yeah.
a thing, there's like a taste
people
thing.
love
where it's just-
ASMR.
and
Isn't
some people love it.
genetic?
And
They're
for
just
me,
like,
it's just
ooh,
immediately all my nerves stand on end. I'm like, oh,
Well,
I
there's
hate
ASMR
this.
and then there's mukbang. Mukbang is more like what Sarah does, where she's eating food and you just want to hear the smacks and the chews and the crunches.
nobody
yeah.
wants that.
Well, no,
Michael,
some
there was a
people
market.
do.
There
Some
are
people
million
do.
view videos, Michael.
But-
I've
but, like,
researched.
if I say
Lennon's
nobody,
sister, Lennon's sister, she does that stuff.
if you're like
She gets lots of people
0 percentages, I'm just gonna say nobody likes that. Don't. If it's a thing that like, hey, some people like, and that's fine. When 99% of people fucking hate it, and 1%
Yeah.
likes it, I just say no one likes
Yeah.
it. The general public
The general
does not like
public doesn't
people
agree.
chewing into a microphone.
talking-
Listen to Face Jam, where we don't eat on the podcast. We eat before the podcast.
And
If you're
then
thinking,
talk about
I want to listen to Face Jam, but I can't listen to them eat food, we don't eat food. People still think we eat food
So
on the
I know,
podcast.
real quick, I know these two girls who are very popular for doing mukbang
Great, you have
videos.
friends.
You know
I
them?
know.
Or you got
I mean,
your
I know
BFFs?
of
Are you
them.
gonna play said audio?
They muck
they-
around.
What's going on here?
They own
I know
the
this
market
dude.
for
He's in a
ASMR.
movie coming out. It's called Free Guy.
Yeah,
and,
check it out.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
I know him.
no big deal. No big deal. Anywho,
walking.
it's
He's not out.
Donna,
There's no way.
and then I don't know the characters afterwards, but I believe they're Korean. Please correct me if I'm wrong, audience. But they have the mukbang on lock because their top video is 573 million views.
Oh
their next
my
one,
God! I'm gonna start eating on camera.
495
You
million views.
Yeah,
for
but
the next
but,
one.
but I'm
always turn
but I'm
my
gonna be
camera
honest.
off when I'm
But
eating.
I'm gonna be honest. Here's the thing right there, though. Now I'm not a mukbang expert.
I'm a mukbanger.
I'm gonna question it. I'm gonna question it here, though, because that's a video, okay, and it's substantially less horrifying when you can see people eating.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's
When you
just
only
audio.
It's still a
Audio.
nightmare, but
Audio only mukbang is like that sends you.
It goes-
if you
it goes
see
back to
people,
the whole-
it's not nearly as uncomfortable.
The whole kissing during Gmod where I kept I kept going.
That isn't just like if I close my eyes and you do that. It's just because it's in my brain.
Yeah.
It's the headphones that
But
send
in
me.
person, it doesn't send you.
It doesn't send
when
me at
it's
all.
just the audio in your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
gross.
it for sure.
Someone just said the term too, and I've seen this misophonia, I believe is how you pronounce that, but it's when you hate hearing the sound of like chewing noises or like a certain sound is grating to you. So maybe Jack, you suffer from
I
that.
just like no. See, the thing
Sure.
is like that. I don't know if you get so far into the it's a thing. I think most people don't like people chewing and slurping sounds.
It's that lip smacking bullshit.
Dude.
I hate it.
See,
And
I
the
don't like it
nails,
either.
Like nails on stuff.
I don't like it either, but
I
you
love
doing
it.
that makes me love
All right,
it.
I'm kind of.
You doing that while angry about it is my favorite thing in the world.
I'm gonna out Jackie's family here. I absolutely love her family. Absolutely love them. They are fantastic.
Say
I get
goodbye to
I
Jackie.
get along with them, which is great because that's not always a thing. You don't always get along with your spouse's family. But when we sit down and ate for the first time, and it was like, I went. And I looked at Jackie. Jackie didn't do it. And I went, "Yep, you are adopted."
You think that's not learned?
Dude,
Yes.
No, it definitely can be learned. But it's like in my head, I was like, "That's funny."
do you correct?
Oh my God,
correct your
she did-
children when they
she did-
chew with their mouth open?
So far we have a couple times.
Too bad
Because
about
my
it.
nephews love my nephews. They're great, but I've wanted to reach across the table and just
the
strangle
lip
them to death.
No,
smacking,
they're
because-
pretty good about it.
It's
we're
high
more
pitched.
Oh God.
we're more in the phase
I
of like get
can't.
your fingers out of your mouth.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, just like jerk.
So they're like
just
12, 13 at this
Yeah.
point.
Oh,
Yeah. They're
Basically.
pretty decent with food.
Okay.
So speaking of like, on this subject, a couple weeks ago, you weren't there, Jack.
I wasn't there.
And
You never will
you're
be.
lucky that you weren't.
But he was
honestly,
roommates.
might put you in it. There's the game on Steam that's Power Washing Simulator.
Oh.
Where I'm just like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Power washing, some people
So
love it, right? Because you're
relaxing.
just
I love
like you're
watching
just
power washing videos.
cleaning,
Yeah.
and it's like
Visual ASMR.
therapeutic.
It's
and
like
you just-
line by line.
I mean,
up a little bit,
that's
little-
old school
little bit.
infomercial
No.
shit.
Yeah.
Look at the wine on the carpet.
I like
For
the
sure.
freeform.
Like the vacuum guy, like, oh, we spilled
so-
this.
so
Shit is
I
just
put that
gone in a beautiful
on
line.
the stream schedule, and I was like, Lindsay, Kai, and myself, we're gonna do the Power Washing Simulator. I made the mistake of putting Lindsay in the driver's
Steak.
seat.
Whoa. That's
And
these words
we loaded in,
it like-
and the spray was horizontal,
Yeah.
and Lindsay just went. She just
Oh,
went
I was doing
up.
lines,
She
yeah.
just went up, down,
Yep.
and then just went.
Yep.
And I went, no!
Yeah.
And then started going. I was
Yeah.
like, Lindsay, you got
That's
it.
the anti-power washers power wash.
You gotta just start going in a straight line. And then Lindsay started at the bottom and sprayed it up.
because I knew it
Oh,
pissed
and it was
Fredo
a
off
car.
so much.
It was
Oh,
sorry, it was
nice.
a car.
Well, you get the
So
dirt
she started at the bottom of the car and sprayed it
I
up.
kept joking. I'm like, you
Going
got it.
down.
No shit, Jack. The joke there is that I go, Alfredo, the dirt rises. Watch it rise with me. And
That
Alfredo's
was the
going,
joke. What I didn't think was a joke is that when we started power washing the backyard, Lindsay started for like 2 seconds on a fence, and it was a horizontal spray.
I didn't know you could
sprayed
turn it.
like this.
Oh no!
I didn't know you
Like
could turn it.
slices.
And then just went, okay, I'm gonna work on this now. And then went like,
I'll come back to it.
now I'm gonna go to the doghouse, and then like, I'll come back to that. I'll go to the fireplace.
That's awesome, 'cause
And
I
went, this is
wasn't
my
there.
fucking nightmare. I put it on the schedule going, this is gonna be a therapeutic hour.
You do
Power
screaming.
Watch Simulator, and it was an hour of me going, no!
I hopped in and I went,
Oh
to
no!
work.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't hear about that.
And Kai was laughing at my pain.
Yeah.
But very quickly got to Kai going, okay, this is too far. Even Kai was just like, hey, Fredo, suffering, this is hilarious. Lindsay, what are you doing? Stop, please.
no.
At one point, we were cleaning the car too, just to be like extra assholey. I'll reenact it. It's like the car's here.
Okay.
Fredo's watching me pulling his hair out, and I was like, you know what? Hang on. I took it and I went. Just went around the vehicle and did like one line of clean, like just one stripe. And I was like, well, now,
Oh, my
now we've
God.
divided the car in half. We cleaned the top half first.
So with Lindsay's chaos of like power washing with a horizontal spray in circles, down
circle's
up,
crazy.
start here and there. It was one of those things where like the way the game progresses through the levels is you have to 100% clean said thing.
Yeah.
So we're cleaning this car and we're at 99%. And then Lindsay just goes, where's the last piece? And I went, we'll never know. We'll never
Could literally be in there.
The grill, the lights, I fucking know. Because once you finish a certain section, it'll light up and go, cool, it's done. And then Lindsay's all over the place. We're just like, I have no clue
No
what
rhyme or
side we
reason.
finished, where we were.
Oh man, I've got a power washer at my house right now, an actual power washer at my
I
house
can't
to do
wait.
my
Oh,
front
yeah.
yard or do my driveway. Oh,
I
very,
can't
very
wait.
excited
Jackie and I, last weekend saw a house, and so we are currently.
Like you went out with it? Was it nice?
Yeah,
You guys
it
hit
was
it off?
nice.
Things are getting
We really-
serious.
It got real serious,
Bought
real
some
intimate.
drinks,
But
yard
I
work.
will find out today from my realtor if, because there's like people. It was a typical like with the housing market, people flew in and they had from California or something like that.
Typical
with,
for
like,
Austin, you should
Typical
say.
for Austin.
Yeah.
Someone flies in from like California, New York, and they have a lot of cash to like just throw at a house.
They have
And
those
so-
bags with like the dollar sign on
Yeah,
them.
and then
Yeah,
just go
it's
here.
the money
I'm
bags,
making
like when you- it's like-
California money
It's
bags.
like when you egg a house, but with money.
Yeah, but
Just like
yeah.
throwing
bam.
wads of money at it.
Throw 20s.
But there's just a lot of like intricate things with that, with the house where they might not get it, and if it doesn't, that means we put in an offer. So it's like, we saw a house, we liked it. Obviously, Jackie fell in love with yet another house, but hopefully with this house, there's not like a ton of crazy offers on it because of certain things. And so Jackie and I are like, cool. If that falls through, then we're gonna swoop right in. And hopefully that works itself out, so we can get a house.
When you find that out? When?
We're supposed to find out yesterday, but the people that are currently coming in at asking, they're having issues that like we thought they would, because depending on what kind of a loan, there's all these complicated things, and anything can go wrong at any point in time when you're buying a house.
Yeah.
But right now it's like 50-50 that their offer goes through, and if it doesn't, then
You
we'll put in our
sneak an
offer. But our realtor, with my talking to my realtor, we're gonna like strategize and start planning out tonight, all this kind of stuff. But the selling realtor would like to work with us because of like how we have our things set up and the way we have our offer laid out.
And because you're loaded.
Yeah.
Because you got the money bags you're ready to throw.
Man, is it too late to pivot?
What you do is you take a rock and then you wrap one bill around it. And
you go,
here's my money.
Here's a whole wad of
It's
it.
a whole lot of money. Don't check it till
Some
I.
mythos.
I'm just
Right
excited.
there,
I'm
yeah.
excited to have a big yard, and then during Gabu's birthday, throw like a big birthday bash and have like a like you can bring you
got Murray and Emma.
Yeah.
You can bring Murray and Emma over. I know Aaron from Post Team has his new dog too. Just have a
Nice.
big old birthday Gabu
I
bash.
thought about that with the cats. I'm like, can they be friends with
No.
Gabu, but they can never meet, of
No.
course, because they would just like, meow, I think. So
I have no idea.
Cats
Long
can be friends
distance
with my
friends.
dogs.
So
They're
so
chill.
now that I'm on this like Gabu
You're
tangent,
on alert.
I signed up for this app where I can, hire someone to watch Gabu, whether it be overnight or during the day, etc. And like filling out the requirements, just like how does your dog do with people? Yes, they like people. How they do with children? Yes, they like children. How they do with other dogs? Yes, they like other dogs. How they do with cats? I went, yes, no, unsure. I have no clue. But we found. I had a criteria, someone that stayed at home, that has a house with a yard, et cetera, and also another dog that's energetic. So I found that kind of met that criteria, and linked up with them, and we had a little like play date where Gabu met their dog and we met them, and from there we're like, cool, yeah, this works. Like dogs don't hate each other. Like your availability works with our like needs, et cetera. And so they met, and then Gabu hung out with that dog last Sunday. And then today, because I'm doing Let's Roll all day and I'm doing Off Topic right now, and Jackie's working at the hospital. Gabu's with this other dog hanging out again.
Nice.
But they also have they're taking care of a second puppy as well, because sometimes they have multiple dogs. And I'm getting all these videos of Gabu chilling on the couch, Gabu hanging out, and Gabu running around leading the pack of bigger dogs.
that's awesome.
And then it made me go, shit, we gotta get a second dog for her. We have
Get
to.
2 more.
Because no, not 2 more.
Yeah.
But I was like, I need to get a second dog because she's just so
Dogs for
happy. And
everybody.
Well, you've broken the seal with the cats now.
Yeah.
So
I did
is
something
that-
courageous,
Is
Jack.
this you've now well, I guess we have
Thanks to
pets.
me, as usual.
One moment as Michael hoists the cross he bears onto his back.
Who got the cats?
Yeah, I mean, you
got-
did, but you've also
That
been
law.
very vocal
I'm
about-
just saying, a lot lot of people crawling out of the woodwork, giving Lindsay all the credit.
It's true.
Ooh, you
It
broke
wasn't-
Michael.
no.
You finally got him.
No.
I stepped down from my ivory tower and I looked down on Lindsay, who was screaming for help, and I said, "Yes, I'll help you."
I whispered,
twice.
Help. He said, all right.
You were asleep, and I woke you up at night to tell you we were getting cats. I said it was Lindsay literally sleeping, just any day, any old normal day. Wake up, these are the cats we're getting.
It was even more intense than that too, because I was sleeping. I put Iris to bed, so I was laying like in, for anyone who has kids, sometimes you sit with them until they fall asleep, and then you go to your respective bed because you want to make sure they go to sleep. Don't try and wander around. So I'm sitting in her room. I end up falling asleep because I'm tired. Michael wakes me up. He's like, "Come here, come here." I'm like, "What's up?" Thinking there's a problem.
Yeah, but I do that constantly.
I know.
I go, "Get out here now,
okay.
now," and then for no reason,
So
they're the dumbest thing ever.
I had the first round of, okay, Michael. He's like, no, seriously. I'm like, okay, no, it actually might be something serious. Okay, what's up? And then I got there. He's like, bam. And I was like, this is bait. I know this is a
That's a
trap.
trap.
It is.
I know what that is. A trap.
Bait.
And I'm fattening him up.
Yeah, and he was like, no, seriously, like
gonna eat them.
this person tweeted about cats, and he's still in contact with them, which is awesome. Talking about that rapport with someone else who has
Yeah.
pets. I'm like, we've never had that connection with someone of like, hey, we're taking your pet, but let's stay in touch and
Yeah.
exchange photos. This is great. I like this.
Well,
Yeah.
So we do that with Gabu and the breeder that we got her from, just so that way she can go hang out with her mom and dad occasionally, and then also like in case the other pups in the litter decide that we all want to get together. Because sometimes a dog has a litter, there's multiple dogs, and then the people that grab those puppies sometimes like to be in contact with each other, and that way the litter can hang out.
Yeah.
But that's what we're doing with our breeder. Just like, maybe occasionally like go and so you can see your mom and dad. So that works out.
Did you do the doggy DNA thing with Gabu?
No.
Yeah, there's like a
It's like a 23andMe thing for dogs.
Well, yeah, so we got Murray.
She's
so,
just Chihuahua.
So,
Weird.
You lied to us.
Great Dane.
so
Really?
Murray's a
Chihuahuas.
new dog we got a few months ago now, actually, and we just kind of kept him quiet. But yeah, he's Great Pyrenees mixed with a bunch of other things. But it'll actually track, it'll just like DNA relatives, and we
Yeah.
think we found one of his brothers somewhere, like in Austin. There's another dog matches DNA perfectly, but it's he's like a half brother. So now we're Katie's been talking with that owner to be like, hey, maybe we should figure it out. And we've seen photos oh yeah, they're absolutely related somehow. So.
This episode of Off Topic is brought to you by Honey. These days, you don't need to be some big celebrity or something to have a personal assistant, okay? Because with Honey, you'll have a PA every time you're shopping online. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds right to your cart. Honey supports over 30,000 stores online, from tech and gaming to fashion brands to food delivery. Honey can save you money at a whole bunch of your favorite online stores. It's time to let sweet, sweet Honey do all the heavy lifting. Here's how it works. All right, you're about to check out, something magical happens. Honey button drops down, you click apply coupons, and suddenly Honey has searched the internet for coupon codes for that site, and if it finds a working one, the prices drop. Okay, Lindsay's been buying back to school supplies. I don't know why they're not going back to school, but they've been buying them anyway. Invested in some nondescript 20-year anniversary Magical Girl pens. Save $15. $15 for what? For using Honey. It's free. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out on free savings. It's literally free. It installs in a few seconds, and by getting it, you'll be doing yourself and us a solid, this podcast. I wouldn't recommend something I don't use, and I do use Honey. Get it for free at joinhoney.com/offtopic.
Dude, speaking of doggy meetups, and I'm so sad that we didn't get to go do this. This was last Saturday, and Jack and I didn't go because, the whole coronavirus Delta variant, and so we're trying to go back into our shell a bit. But if that wasn't so much of a thing, we would have been there. We couldn't go. But Jackie and I missed out last Saturday in Austin, every year, Coachella.
Yeah,
You told me about that. I was like,
mentioned that.
what? Coachella? We gotta go.
Coachella, it's the thing.
my God.
All the dogs get together. There's
It's not
music.
the giant
there's
rock
food
guy
trucks.
show up and
No,
different Korg? Okay.
That's awesome.
but there's there's a corgi meetup that's just called Coachella.
That's
and I
incredible.
went, that's
Coachella.
awesome.
Like Coachella as a whole has some like issues or maybe has some controversy. Like Coachella, all about it. I've never
so
cared about
cool.
Coachella, but Coachella,
There's
I'm
like
there.
food trucks and there's stuff for
That's incredible.
dogs and there's professional photo shoots and she gets to go see
Raves,
other little loaves of bread. I was so
That's
excited.
adorable.
Man, I'm gonna go next year though. We're gonna take her next year.
Put it on the
Absolutely.
calendar.
Can we have her crowd surf? Can we just like
Yeah.
carry Gabu?
Man, fucking. Hey, if you're out there not vaccinated, go get vaccinated, please.
And then get a dog.
Just get vaccinated. That would be
cats.
fantastic. Nothing political. Just
And
go
then a
get
second dog.
vaccinated. It's dumb if you're not vaccinated, unless you physically cannot get vaccinated or you're immunocompromised or for whatever reason. If you can get vaccinated, go get vaccinated. It's free and it's probably going to save someone's life, maybe yours. Go get vaccinated because I want to get out and do stuff again. I had multiple trips planned for this weekend and next weekend, and both I had to kill because of Delta. And all of that stuff's going to keep happening until most people get vaccinated. So I feel like anyone watching this is probably smart enough to realize, hey, getting vaccinated, it's not just for me. I'm not a selfish prick who want to get vaccinated. I'll get vaccinated and help other people too. So anyway, this has been your moment of zen with Jack. Get vaccinated.
Look,
So-
I'm
Moment
going
of
to
not
tell you
saying,
this.
I think someone just said that's so lame to Coachella. I will fucking kill you.
I'm going to be honest here. I'm
sorry, what are you doing? Watching off topic?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that
Giving you room to
approval
talk?
on the booster because I'm fading. Daddy needs a third shot.
Juice is running out.
Daddy needs another shot. You know, I'm just like,
Goodness.
Yeah.
just waiting on that, you know.
Hanging out and with
me
COVID
know.
stuff too.
Let me know.
Iris
where?
starts school in the
When?
fall.
Yeah, I'll be there.
So here's my thing, like, right, selfishly, I'm telling people to get vaccinated right now because our friends at Universal Orlando invited us down to Halloween Horror Nights. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to go, but at the same time, I don't want to be like, hey, let's, in the face of everything that's going on, fuck it, we're going to go have fun at a theme park. So it's like, god damn it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're hoping
Yeah,
that
so
the next month and a half, it'll start calming down again.
It sucks
Trying to
because
hit-
we
Stay indoors more.
started taking Iris to Six Flags when she was like 2.
Yeah.
You know, we got season passes and everything, and we took her for a bit, and then that was like, you know, 2 seasons have gone by, and now it's like, you know, Luna's older than Iris was when we started taking Iris. And like literally last month, I was like, fuck, maybe we go. Maybe we take like, you know, all 4 of us, like Lindsay and I and the kids, and we go. And now it's like, oh, that's the last place I'm going now.
Yeah.
A fucking theme park.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I mean, I know I would be safe. Like, even if I got COVID, I know I would be okay because I'm vaccinated. It would suck. I would be sick, but not get ended up in a hospital. Like, I would be okay. But the idea of me having it and maybe spreading it to someone who's not vaccinated and getting them sick to the point where they would be in a hospital or heaven forbid someone dies is like, that's a nightmare to me. And so, anyway.
I don't want to be responsible for someone else's suffering.
Exactly.
Any more than I already have.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
So-
Besides Powerwash.
Well, it's very, very clear.
But yeah. So anyway, just please get vaccinated so I can go to Halloween Horror Nights. That's all I ask. That's all I want.
As a
Just-
side
I want to
note,
go and
too.
take Jeff and run him through haunted houses, which would be hilarious. Freda, you want to go to a haunted house in
Yeah,
Florida?
let's do it.
Yeah, fuck no.
Bring Kai also. There you go. Well,
Anyway.
Iris is starting school in the fall too, and I mean, for anyone who's been watching. the
Speaking of
news-
haunted houses.
Yeah, well, people with like COVID regulations and whatnot too, and our governor, you know, doing what politicians do, especially in Texas. We're just kind of
Look, cats.
yeah, being nervous. Oh yeah. Also on that note, well, we're talking about
The
hanging
little
out.
kitty nippies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kitty nips. Yeah, there's a few. They got a few little kitty nips. We're trying to see if,
just
like,
chilling.
about hangouts with Iris because like she hasn't really had a chance to hang out with other kids. So we're hoping that can happen again at school. She makes friend groups. Maybe you have this similar feeling, Alfredo, with your dog trying to have like play dates scheduled. Yeah. I thought the dating scene was hard. Let me tell you, trying to like hook up with other parents to like have your kids like play together, and you're like, "Hi, person, my kid is
It's
here."
awkward.
Right. My kid play with your kid?
Yeah, and they're like, "Hey, creep." You're like, "No, no, no."
And you're also trying to like sell the thought of your kids. We're just like, my kids, they're awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
They're energetic.
sure
they're
they
playful.
are.
They get along with
They don't
other
buy.
kids.
They don't buy.
yeah.
It's like,
bite.
no, she
Yeah.
doesn't bite.
They got
She
the
just-
shots,
She's
yeah.
just really, she really loves people.
Yes, and like also that song and dance of like I also don't know you as a parent, and I don't want to have my opinion of you be forced onto your child, you know? Because like I don't know if you guys had that growing up, where like I don't know, you'd have a friend who like your parents and their parents didn't get along, but you still hung out because you were friends as kids. I don't know if you guys ever had that. Maybe not.
I didn't have
Okay.
any friends growing up.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
no,
I had a tree that I climbed.
No, not really.
No, definitely nice.
His name was Bill.
We definitely
I had so many friends like that my parents weren't friends with, because I just grew up in a neighborhood with a fuck ton of kids, you know, and we didn't have that like.
Yeah.
The parents are friends and the kids are friends. Like, there were people like that, but I knew way more kids were like, my parents didn't know shit about their parents.
Yeah.
You know, like, I knew them because I went to their house, but like, our parents were not friends. And it's funny to think about like the situation we're now. Granted, most of that, I'm like, oh, I think when I was a kid, it was like when I was like 7, 8, 9, high school, you know, our kids aren't even close to that yet. And most of it came from school. You go to school.
Yep.
You see who you're in school with, and you go, no shit, you live around the
you live
block
right
from me?
next to me.
Oh shit! And then it's like, oh, we're best friends now because you live there and I live here. That's just how it
because
works.
the way you
with
go to your
kids.
school is based on like your school district and where you live.
Yeah.
Unless you're like, hey, that school's better, so we're gonna use the address of your aunt. That's
Oh,
There we go.
nice.
Okay.
I only had
Get out of the
that.
ghetto school.
I had that in high school, and it didn't have to do with better school, but like it was work. A friend of mine got a job, and it was like, you know, in town, but like a bit out, where like people from other towns worked there, and so there was like cross of like meeting kids from other schools, and he became friends with a kid who was like a year and a half older than us, so he could drive. And so then it was this weird thing where like he didn't live that far away, but they started hanging out together. So then like we all became friends with this person, but all of us except for the kid that drove went to one school and he went to another school. So we would end up going to his school to hang out. They'd do that, you know, like hang out at the school parking lot, like on the weekends type shit. But we're like, I don't know anyone here. I don't go to this school. So it's like, there's like 4 of us, the one kid we're friends with, and then his whole school, which is a completely another town.
That's funny.
And so it just be like, oh, this is crazy. This is who's that guy? Who do you think that guy is?
Yeah. Who thinks that guy's
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
This is exciting.
That was a similar feeling when, like, if you happen to like date someone that went to like a different school, then you'd
They
like.
don't exist, Fredo. Come on. You're not dating
They lived
anybody.
in Canada.
No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Yeah, but now I'm locked in for life. Apparently, Jaggy says afterlife too, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Till death don't
Yeah.
do us.
Please
Yeah.
go.
Jaggy's always just like, oh man, you and I are together for the rest of our lives. And I always joke with her going, yeah, but afterlife though. That's when I'm
Still
free,
death
right?
do us part.
Like I'm single again in afterlife. She's like, no, afterlife too.
Got
And I'm
it.
like,
I
"No,
imagine
no,
at that
that's
point,
not what
Rihanna's
you-"
probably
We
dead
gotta
too.
redo
So, you
Yeah,
know,
I mean,
take
at
a
that
swing.
point, Rihanna's got a lot of years to just do nothing, and I'm there for the nothing.
Well, maybe just reincarnate. Then it's like New Game Plus. You both know you're meant to be together. Just new bodies, new
yeah.
people. It's fine.
Come back as ducks.
But yeah, if you, like I remember, you know, I had a girlfriend who was from a different school in high school, and I would go over to like, you know, take her and hang out with her after school, and we'd go to eat, whatnot. But like walking into a different school, I just go, wow. Especially because like in high school, usually if you don't belong there, you're not supposed to be there. But I would just go, I mean, they're not. How are they gonna know?
They won't. I'll
How
tell
they
you
gonna
right
know?
now.
There's so many kids
they
here.
know.
Come on, come on. Sometimes they did.
Yeah.
I'd see other kids, you know, other kids go, hey, you're not from here. Go, and I go, they got caught.
I think
Hey.
I'm Steven's brother.
and I just
right.
slide through the hall.
I think I told this story. Not sure. I transferred to another school my sophomore year, and I was really upset because I had my friend group, and I was like, well,
Yeah.
fuck. Like the last bit of my high school experience is going to get this new school with people I don't know. Fuck this. So I tried to visit as much as possible.
Yep.
And yeah, you're not supposed to be on campus if you're
Yep.
not enrolled there. Don't do that. Unless you're Lindsay in high school, then do it. So I did, but here's the thing.
Sneaking on
This is a
campus.
great example of how fucked up like priorities are in school. Is I was there with my friends and I was wearing a halter top and I was just like talking, shooting the shit, and an admin like calls me over. She's like, "Hey, you come here," and I was like, "Oh fuck, here we go. Like this is it. They know I don't go here. Like they're gonna ask who I am, why I'm here, and I'm gonna get fined. I'm gonna get fined for being like on campus and not being
Yeah.
enrolled." And they were like, why don't you put a jacket on, okay? Your shoulders are showing. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Slutty me. Slutty me. I'm sorry.
No,
Goodbye.
shoulders?
Heaven
Like,
forbid.
If you're gonna be
Fuck
walking
off.
around.
Yeah. The most awkward like parts of that in high school was when you skip class. And so you're trying to avoid certain sections of your school, and it's like, oh, I go here, but I'm not going towards like the PE side because I'm skipping PE
I
class.
just-
Oh, but you're
Chilling on the
skipping class but not
side.
leaving
I'm not
school.
leaving
Yeah.
school.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Sorry.
confused me. Gotcha.
When, like-
so you're just roaming around the halls.
You're rolling around the halls going,
Like Hogwarts.
oh man,
You're in the restricted section.
I'm not.
I'm looking for Nicholas Flamel.
I can't go outside. I gotta stay in the halls because the PE teacher might see me. Oh shit, skip PE class.
How big was your school?
It's pretty big.
Okay, like
Yeah.
thousands or like?
I believe so. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I had a 600-person graduating class in my
Yeah.
public school, so yeah, around
yeah. It was a big meaty high school.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I just, if I skipped class, I'd stay away from the second floor.
Well, back slightly, because people in chat were talking about it, like friend groups and meeting those friend groups in school, usually where you meet some friend groups, or neighborhood, as we talked about before, or your parents kind of schedule it for you. Now, my parents, I appreciate that we did have moments where they're like, I don't get along with your friends' parents, but because you're friends
Yeah.
with this person, we'll hang out and we'll make it work. Thank you. I appreciate that. I had friends who had the opposite, where their parents were like, oh, I'm friends with their parents, so you have to get along with this kid. And this kid was an asshole. And I'm like, no, you shouldn't force your kid to hang
crazy.
out with this kid just because you're friends with their parents.
I don't
That's
think-
selfish.
I don't think I ever.
Crazy.
I don't think I ever had what you can consider like a play date. Even if you're like, whatever, you're not a small child,
Yeah.
but of like, hey, we're friends with them and we're going over. My parents are just like, oh, I'm going to wherever. I don't give a fuck. Okay, come back. Bye.
Hopefully.
See,
Right, yeah.
You can.
Lindsay, I had that, but with like relatives, but they're more distant
Yes,
relatives.
yeah,
It'd be a
yeah, that would be
get-together,
the
and we're
only
like,
situation.
This,
It's
I can wrap
these
my
are your
head around
cousins from
families.
your aunt that you've
Yeah.
never seen.
That was the
seen
only, like,
once,
awkward shit
and I'm
of,
just like,
like-
I guess
Yeah.
we're all hanging out.
And you get
here.
stuck in a room at like a
Yep.
party or something.
Yep,
Yeah.
and there's
That,
like
that,
cards.
yeah,
Your
that
family,
you
I
have.
don't fucking
Sure.
know you, so
Yeah.
this is weird.
Yeah.
Here we are. Hey, you like Sega Game Gear? No.
Yeah.
It's like a Game Gear. I have Aladdin on here.
Dude,
Lion
Play
King.
Aladdin.
Dude,
Sonic on it. It was fucking hard.
I'll let you know how the new Game Gear is because you forgot to order it.
Fucking forgot to order the Steam Deck.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Game Gear 2.
It's thick. I mean,
thick.
I was watching videos of it. It looks like it does pretty well. It's like it's Steam on
I
the
think it's supposed
go.
to ship this year. There's another thing. I just saw this yesterday. There's some other Steam Deck type thing
Yeah.
coming out, but it's like twice the price. And it ships like next month.
It's just called a laptop.
No, it's, I mean,
It's got a full keyboard.
no, I mean, it's
flip-up screen.
No, it's
$1,200.
No, it is. It's a computer. It's basically like you can, from what I understand, just reading like a quick article on it, it'll do what Steam Deck does because you could just put Steam on it.
Yeah.
It literally is like, it's
Okay.
like a fucking computer, but it's just another like Steam Deck,
Like a-
Nintendo Switch,
It's
whatever.
built like a handheld.
Yeah, it's literally
Yeah.
just like a handheld. I
mean,
I can't. It's some fucking crazy ass name, like Aya something. I can't remember what it's called, but I was just like, holy shit! Yeah, it's like $1,200.
I mean, the Steam
but
Deck
it's not-
runs on.
But it's not.
Linux?
The thing is, it's not.
Yeah.
They compared the specs
put
too,
Windows on it, it has
and
a
it's
USB.
like it's better than the Steam Deck in some things, but then the Steam Deck has newer shit on other things. So it's not even like, yeah, it's twice the price, but it's better in every
Right.
way. It's just kind of like, this is better,
Whoa.
but it's like crazy
I mean,
expensive.
for twice the price, that's where it gets like iffy.
Yeah.
Like,
Let me look it up. Let me see what.
not like
let me
our
see what
good
it's called.
friend.
I was gonna say,
No,
how's he
not at all.
He's hilarious.
How's his OnlyFans going? Good. Good. Good for him.
Dude, we need to get that man an OnlyFans account because he's just
mean,
posting
he can
on
do it
Twitter like it
himself.
is an OnlyFans account. I'll scroll like
Getting naughty in there.
Let's see if he wants butt ass naked.
Oh,
But
my
we've
goodness.
discussed that already.
Yep.
That man in depth.
Man, anybody watch What If yet? Oh God. What if the bell goes off?
What if first members watched it? Hey, thirsty firsties! Thanks for watching.
in,
Appreciate your
slip up
support.
this.
This is just a time we say, hey, thanks. Much appreciate your support, and thanks for letting us to continue to make the shows that we make, especially in such a silly, in such a sill stup time that we're in right now. There's a reference to earlier in the podcast.
Like Camp Betrayal.
We Camp Betrayal season finale on Tuesday, this upcoming Tuesday. Now's the perfect time to sign up for a trial, watch it all, and then cancel it.
After watching that and Hardcore Mini Golf.
And mini golf
Yes.
and others in the whole
maybe
library of there. But, you know, hey,
Haunter
Haunter,
season
it's all
2.
there waiting for you. And Last Laugh season 2 coming soon. When? I don't know.
Soon. You just
But
said
it is coming soon. I believe it's the next show after Camp Betrayal.
Yeah.
Unless there's like another one I don't know about.
I don't think so.
Is there another show you guys didn't tell me about?
Not that I know of
Okay.
yet.
No.
Boom.
No, I did jokingly pitch a show this morning. It was called Hilarious, and it was going to be following Wizard Larry on his daily adventures as a
You
wizard
did.
in the normal
Yeah.
world.
You did. What you started pitching that, and when I said, because he Let's Roll Wizard Larry, he's got the book of games and all that, and I said what it should do is the show should start as soon as we wrap an episode of Let's Roll, and it follows Larry like taking his wizard outfit off, and it's like mundane
shaking
Larry
his
stuff
hand, yeah.
where he's just like shopping, he's buying stuff, getting milk like on the way home. He gets back home, puts his wizard outfit back on, which he clarified he does have two.
He does.
Because
You don't
he was
have to
doing,
take one.
he was doing stuff at home and here, and he hated bringing it back and forth, so he does it at home. Puts it at home, find out he's a real wizard,
Yeah.
and he's just like sitting at home, just like
Pouring
fucking
milk with a
bewitching
wand,
shit. And it's like that's hiding in plain sight, one of those things.
And you just had the
8 seasons out
voiceover.
of that?
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
There's a book series called Off to Be the Wizard. There's a series of them. That's the first one. It's basically a guy figures out the code to humanity or a code to life. He basically is like hacking this thing, finds this file, and it's like the file of all humans.
Oh, didn't realize there was
And
a
then,
code.
but like the first thing he does is like it has his height listed somewhere, and he's like, oh, I tell people on Tinder that I'm actually this height, and so he changes it, and then he goes to the bathroom and realizes he's now taller, and then he goes back and fixes it, and then is like, oh, and then he starts messing with the code, and he
Nearly
realizes.
goes, I'm rich.
Yeah, right.
No, I mean, like, literally, it's like he starts figuring out that, like, oh, he can manipulate things, including, like, with his location. So he can start teleporting, and then
What is this? Is
it's
it a
called,
show?
no, it's a book. It's called Off to Be the
Damn, if it was
Wizard.
a show,
I wanna
I might
read
have
this.
watched.
And then, then
watch
basically
the book.
he makes an app. Like he makes an app to like control everything that's on an app, and then he has like a big red emergency button that will like send him back to medieval times in case something goes horribly wrong. Because he figures he can go back to medieval times because everyone's like, oh, no one understands technology, and he can just pretend to be a wizard. And so he goes back in time, and then he realizes there's a bunch of other people like that have done the exact same thing.
That's cool.
Merlin!
Cool
They're like,
twist.
oh shit,
That's a
you
cool twist.
thought this was a good place to
Welcome
check
to the
you
club.
that.
as well.
It's pretty cool. It's actually a fun story, and there's like 5 of them.
Is
now.
it kind of? I mean, I don't want to like.
It's like young
spoil the
adult-ish,
book.
so.
Okay, I was wondering if there would be like a kind of like careful what you wish for
Hey,
message
they created
in
a
there,
beast.
where like
kind of
I'm rich, but now people want to kill me for my
specs.
money or something like that. Like you know.
What is it? What
Okay,
is it
I'll
called?
read it.
Called the Io, sorry.
Ouya.
Aya Neo.
619.
Oh no.
No. Thanks to its raw power, the Aya Neo runs AAA titles like Cyberpunk 2077. I don't know if that's what you want to lead with. Watch Dogs, Legion,
might be
Death
a
Stranding,
partnership.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Destiny 2, Horizon Zero Dawn, etc. With good frame rates.
Okay. Well,
Good for
now
me.
it's sounding like the N gauge, if anyone remembers
Trying
that.
to
device.
see this.
It's like
I
a
forgot all
gaming
about
device
that.
and a phone.
Here, maybe
It
this.
did
Here,
not
read
go
that.
well.
That's Fredo language.
Yeah, remember what-
you
Oh shit!
sort
16 gigabytes of RAM. It's
See,
running
now
off
he's
of
going,
AMD.
whoa!
Hold on. AMD
Let's
Ryzen.
not
That's
be
solid.
Remember when
See?
everyone was excited for Cyberpunk for like 5 years?
Yeah, and it should have
It
been another
fell apart.
one.
Yeah.
That
It should have been another 1.5 years. I'm still waiting until they fix it, and I'll play it.
I haven't
Bluetooth
touched it at all.
5.0, not
so-
5.2 though.
No, Fredo's going off.
I know, because it's in the
Yeah.
nerd jargon, so I just handed it to
See,
him.
we live in a day and age. Oh, never mind. I was about to say like where it has SSDs, and that's kind of just standard now, but it's got an NVMe.
You and me, too.
Yeah,
What does
that's
that NV mean?
I mean, look, I didn't. And now I'm invested.
I'm just saying, like I said. It's,
No, not gyroscope sensor. I
Yeah.
hate motion control.
it off.
They have gyroscope.
That's true.
Come on now.
Turn it off.
Pronounce
What are you
First thing I
doing?
do, off. This episode of Off Topic is brought to you by BetterHelp Online Therapy. No matter who you are or what you do, your life can probably get stressful sometimes. BetterHelp's online therapy might be able to help you. You don't have to be dealing with something like a clinical diagnosis to get therapy. You might just feel stressed or your temper's shorter than normal. Everyone needs the chance to unload sometimes. Unload that stress and get it all out. Talk to someone who's unbiased about your life, who won't judge you or take sides, or maybe you have things to say that you can't tell anyone, not even friends or family, so you can talk to a therapist. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. Unload the stressors and get some unbiased feedback. You might be pretty surprised at what you can gain from it. See if it's for you. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Off-Topic listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/offtopic. That's BetterHelp.com/offtopic.
Goodness.
You're right.
And what
Mario games
weird,
I
you
have.
left out the 60-watt power adapter.
Oh.
Well, you know, I wanted to save a little bit for later.
Yeah.
What will I chew on?
But yeah, it's the same thing. It's got like a dock, like, you know,
Yeah.
the dock to TV and all that stuff. So it's just crazy because I just saw an article. It's probably on, the fuck do I follow? PC Gamer,
Yeah.
something like that. And it was like,
Yep.
this comes out before the Steam Deck. And I was like, the fuck is this? It comes out like next month.
Oh shit.
It's like real soon. But I think maybe they just started taking orders or
Yeah.
some shit like that. But yeah, it's like, I think it ranges from like, there's a couple different models, but like $1,000 to like $1,200.
See-
And so I was just like,
Now I'm in that realm because you pre-ordered it and you told me you did, and I just totally fucking.
I reminded you. You were like, I'll go check, and then we talked about it again, and you went, oh no!
Yeah, and then we found out that you can't get into like.
It's Q2 now. Yeah, that's the.
Okay, that was
IAEO.
looking like an Engage now. Like
I'm just saying. I mean, that's
What?
well. That's hey. That's
Ooh.
it's. There's two colors. It's some real video
I
game
don't
sounding
know
thing,
if
but
I
they
like
do
the-
light and dark.
I don't know if I like the offset analogs. I think so. Yeah, Xbox was
Yes,
like
Xbox
that.
does
Yeah, so I like that better than like the.
Side by
PlayStation
side.
was like
PlayStation side by
PlayStation
side.
was side by side, like
And in
inwards.
the middle.
And you know
that
what
was
sucked
weird.
about this was PlayStation 3. I know they eventually got rid of this, but like with shooters on the PS3, you wouldn't use the triggers to shoot. You would use the bumpers, and that upset me so much.
Yeah. Well, they also
You
they,
figure use the.
Yeah.
they also
You
well
should
they
with the
also
bumpers.
they also
I'm
got
like,
more
why?
trigger like each generation.
Oh, yeah.
Xbox was like it's a trigger from the second Xbox came out. PlayStation, it was like R1 was thin and R2 was
A little
thick.
thicker.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they weren't triggers.
Oh my god! Not only that, I think it was the PS3 where like the actual trigger, they like round it off. So like even if when you pressed it, your finger could just they didn't fit in it like
They
a,
went
like a
like
trigger groove.
they dipped and they
slipped
went
off.
back though. They weren't like underneath.
Question
Yeah.
for the table then. N64 had the Z button underneath. Do you think that qualifies as a trigger button?
I mean,
Because
it's
it
like
serves the
it's
same
like it's like a
function.
prehistoric trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you grip
It's
it like
a button.
trigger.
Yeah.
It's a
And you-
button.
use it
But
for
you
shooting.
still pull
Yeah.
it.
You pull it more like you pull it like a trigger.
It was literally a button, but you still pull. It's the act of pull. Like
Yeah.
I didn't press.
Yeah, you're not
you know what I mean?
pressing,
Yeah.
You're pulling,
pulling
but it
on
was a button. But I feel like that was like the first trigger
Nintendo
button.
controllers are all over the place
they're
though. Like
crazy.
they have
They're just
no
they're just
sense
having
of
fun.
Yeah, it's like let's put three handles
They
on
just
this
get
one. Why not?
they do a bunch of acid. And they're like,
Yeah.
I want to make the next controller, man.
as
You wear it on your head.
Yeah. As much as Nintendo is like
What's on your arms now?
so behind with things like online gaming and
Internet?
whatnot.
Yeah, online?
right?
God.
It's that I gotta respect Nintendo. They do their own thing.
They do their own
They're
thing.
just like, hey, y'all, Sony,
drunk,
Microsoft, y'all duke it out. We're
Yo,
gonna do
we'll be
us,
over
here.
and that's it.
That being said, Microsoft's Elite controller is the best controller.
It is.
Ever.
I agree.
100% the
I agree.
best.
And
Definitely.
I love the
one or
PS5
two.
controller.
Yeah.
It's just so like, it's the Xbox. It's crazy how little the Xbox controller has changed since Xbox.
Yeah.
There's been improvements, but it's changed very little. And PlayStation didn't for the longest time. But then they got the PS4, PS5. PS5, they're like, fuck it.
PS5 controller.
Back to the drawing
really
board.
clean, though.
PS5 controller I love because it PS5 controller looks like a controller that would have been pitched in 1990 as a futuristic controller. It finally looks like, yo, I'm fucking PS5. It looks like you're flying a spaceship with it. It's just a wild design, but without really changing anything.
No.
You know, it's still just
Yeah,
like,
it's a little
it's got
too
the
sharp.
two handles, you got the buttons, you got the grip, but it's just like, the whole design around it though is like a spaceship.
It's like a third-party controller that you would.
It's
see.
just weird. I like it though. I like how weird it is. I do love the pad in the middle on the PS4 and the PS5.
Yeah.
The digital pad. I always forget that's there. There's so many times I'm playing a game and I'm like, how do I do that? Oh fuck, that's a button. That's
Yeah,
right. Or some
I
games will just have to
always
like
forget the
swipe
fucking
up,
button.
and I just completely. And some games it's like pushing on the left side and pushing on the right side are two different buttons.
Now,
I also forget that there's like a stop with the triggers. Like you could pull them like halfway and then pull even further.
Here's what I'll say that PS5 has that it's not so much like the Elite controller. It's just like Xbox didn't make it. The haptic feedback is wild on the
Yeah.
PS5.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Wild. It's like the game has so much control over like the digital input on the controller. The first game I was playing that had it, because the first game I played on PS5 was Demon's Souls, and it doesn't have any haptic feedback. And I played a little bit of Bug Snacks, and I hadn't played in between those two games, and I thought one of my kids fucked my controller up because I'm like doing something in Bug Snacks, and the controller's like you pull it and then it stopped like halfway, and then it's like When the thing's off, it's just a trigger. You know, you just pull it, it's in and out. I'm playing the game, it goes halfway, and it's like pull, click. It's like a totally different, like it's like a crunch. And I was streaming it, and I was like, fuck, I think and I'm clicking the left side, totally smooth. I'm clicking the right, it's like, and I was like, fuck, this thing's brand new. And the people are like, no, that's the haptic feedback. I was like, wait, what? And it's just like, that's just like a digital effect of like, and Ratchet and Clank does it out the moon.
Oh,
where you're like, you're shooting, it's like, and I was just like, this is a future controller. That blew my mind.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now,
Show's weird.
you do VR. Or you have a VR setup. You've done some.
VR.
Are you a VR-er?
I do some of the VR.
Dabble. So you know you have your VR headset. You got your
I have
two.
the Valve Index.
What would you call them? Like the sticks? I don't know.
Call them.
Joysticks? What do
I
they
mean,
call
they're just
them?
controllers, but they
Controllers,
probably have
okay.
some kind of name.
Sure. But you have
I'm
those.
sure they do wands or some crap
Now,
like that.
I've seen the tech for music composition, and I have to remember the certain artists, but they have gloves now where you, based on your hand movement, it will modulate the sound frequencies that you're trying to hit.
That's
and then-
Minority Report.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Oh, yeah.
And then it will translate it into sound for you. So like
about
if you're
theremin.
sure, if you're doing a concert, literally like they had some techno concerts and it'd be people with these gloves and it's just a person on stage like this and they're going like this, but with their hand motions they're making certain sounds to the audience.
Well, didn't Harmonix make a game like that?
And then
Or
there's
they were doing a game like that?
That's what I was wondering. I'm like, there's been talk about crossover into video gameplay where you're gonna play a video game with like gauntlets basically. And I'm like, did they ever do that? Did that like technology ever like
had something? I thought they were working on something like that, where it was like a VR experience, where it's kind of like Guitar Hero, but like you're surrounded by music and you have to like hit certain things at
that'd
certain
be cool.
times.
Yeah.
Could be totally wrong on that. But
God bless Harmonix because they were like, hey, here's a dummy guitar. I mean, that's really a controller, but in the shape of a guitar, and then there's a video game. And then they got to the point where they're like, all right, plug in a real guitar, and you can play these songs. And I'm like, okay, you got too far. I can't follow you.
I feel bad about Harmonix.
Is this the red
like,
button?
Where's the button? There's too many strings.
Like Harmonix though, like they did some really cool stuff. You know, like I mean, they did Rock Band, and so they brought drums
Imogen
and
Heap.
everything
Yeah, I
else.
had the whole
Thank
drum
you.
setup.
And then and then they went on to do other stuff. And right now, Fuser's out. I don't know if you've played that at all, but Fuser's like live DJing. But it's like a DJ video game where it's like they have real songs and it's like pull the vocals from this song and like the backup track from this song and you make music.
Cool.
And it's like a game.
Do you want to be girl talk? You can be girl talk.
I mean, basically that's what it is, and it's fantastic. But you can't stream it at
you
all.
can't-
No, you
you
can't
can't.
You're just in your house.
Yeah, and it's like it's so cool, but it's like there's literally no place to show it off, and you can't even take clips and post it online. Like you can upload your set, and someone can download it in the game to listen to, but there's no way to like
No way to
share.
share it.
Yeah,
All
and
the
it's like
copyright stuff.
that sucks.
Beat
so
Saber
bad.
was one of the things I wanted to stream, and then I was like, nope.
Yeah.
And Beat Saber is with the like VR sticks, right? You're just
Yeah.
going like
Yeah.
boop, boop,
You
boop,
just
boop,
hold
boop,
a
boop. Yeah.
little
Yeah.
lightsaber.
I'm
But
just checking. I didn't know it was hand motion.
That
like,
being said, if you're out
registering.
there, if you're interested in music at all, check out
Connect.
Fuser. It's like $10 now. Like it's super cheap and it's really
Wasn't there
really
like
badass.
DJ Hero or something like
Yeah.
that, where
Yeah.
it was like
Yeah.
a turntable with the buttons?
I had that.
hit
Sure
us.
was.
Had 3 buttons on it, a little slider back and forth.
Tyler, I'm sending you a link to the Imogen Heap performance I was talking about. If you want to play like a couple seconds of her with the glove, it's just really cool because there's like it's just a person on stage.
Tyler,
making
I'm
music
going to
with no
read the
instrument.
first chapter
That's
of Harry
cool.
Potter again.
Nice, yeah.
So if you could just give me a minute.
Tyler,
to
I'm
bring
sending
it
you the
up.
script of the Bee movie. If you could read
board.
all of that.
Oh my
I'm a bee.
I'm a bee. Buzz, buzz, buzz.
Have you seen the Bee
What's the
movie?
deal
Do
with
you
Buzz?
know about
No, I haven't seen the bee movie. I
Alfredo.
know there's a whole joke around the
know
script or
about
some
Alfredo?
shit.
Alfredo? That movie is off the rails. Just
Is it?
insanity.
Is it just
There
like
are no rails. They can
really-
fly.
Also
That's
true.
true.
It's a bee.
What can I say? Renee Zellweger falls in love basically with like a bee that's voiced by, Jerry Seinfeld, and it's really weird that she's like sexually attracted to this bee.
True story.
Is
Yeah.
it better than in A Bug's Life? Even though I watched Ants more than I did A Bug's Life.
There's more
Yeah.
heart.
With Woody Allen and
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
But Bugs Life has great attraction.
Stallone
in
was the
Animal Kingdom.
general, or was?
Well, Julia
No.
Louis-Dreyfus is in
He was,
Bug's
he was a
Life.
warrior.
No, he was his friend.
Yeah,
The general was the asshole.
yeah, it was the asshole dude.
Who was the main character in Bug's Life though? Because again,
It was,
Julia Louis-Dreyfus
it was
was the
Dave
queen.
Foley.
Anne.
It was
the bug.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a really cool Bugs Life 4D attraction at Animal Kingdom. They have a thing where you sit there and you're watching. And it's like
They actually
it's a
turn
3D
you into
thing,
a bug.
and they actually have like bugs crawl along your legs. Like
it's
they
the
have
air
little things to
pressure.
like
Yeah,
blow
yeah.
on your legs. Like oh shit. And
Did,
it goes
did
on.
that?
Hey, do you want to go?
Did that used to be Honey I Shrunk the Kids too, or am I
No,
wrong?
Honey I Shrunk the
Honey, I
Kids
Shrunk
was
the
that.
Bugs.
That took
Smaller now.
over Captain EO at
God,
Epcot.
they're even
Got you.
smaller.
Oh, here we
'Cause
go.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, see, that's what she has. So she's making sound right now with that, and it's just that
It looks
pack.
really weird without hearing anything else.
Yeah.
It is. The audience, you can hear
I
it.
like
but,
the
yeah.
idea Lindsay's there
Like,
going,
check it.
I swear, there's sound. You're hearing
Yeah,
it.
too, right?
You're hearing sound right now.
But it's just really cool. I think that like now this is I think the future of a lot of music is you can have an artist come on stage and go like, I don't need instruments, I don't need any of this jazz, I just need gloves and my vest.
Yeah,
and
well,
that
I
is
mean,
it.
I mean, you know,
I don't know, like already with like DJs and stuff, you see them and they're like, oh, he just hit play on an iPod and is just standing there whipping his arms around.
The
It's like, something like that. It's like
The difference there that I can point to, and you can't hear it now because in that example, like Cass couldn't hear it. You might be able to hear it, people in the chat, is that she has this preset, so her body motions are certain instruments or sounds. So it's almost like you're adding choreography to the DJ performance. I could argue, yes, maybe DJing is just pushing a button, but with this, I would say like, there's a lot of focus and choreography that goes behind that, and just like the performance aspect. If you can make it visually appeasing enough and still have that audio, like sorry, my thespian mode. Yes.
Yeah.
Hands like this. Hands like this. But I think it's cool. I think it could open up a lot of venues.
I'm all
yeah.
about that. I love any sort of live performance type stuff like that, so I'm all for that. But yeah.
Or like if you like, let's say we amplify that. You have an entire dance group or a whole like choir of people with the gloves. Like, could you imagine like a big group of people like waving this way and it's like, hey, strings, bass drum. I'm like, that's kind of cool. I don't know. I know.
Dude, with Worlds, which is like the big League of Legends championship, like every year, they would do it in like a stadium, and then they had all this crazy technology where they would have like projectors project like a dragon in like live in the stadium flying around, and then when they would play, like the map would be like on the floor, and like, I'm just like,
really
there's
cool.
all these crazy things you're doing with
love
like
that.
They stole all that from Let's Play Live.
video games.
whoa.
Yeah. That's
Well,
unfortunate.
That's what the West Coast tour was going to be,
Are we
but then
very litigious?
COVID.
Yes.
Are we gonna go after him? Damn,
Well, you
we
mentioned
should.
that.
Too nice. Too
Fredo, have you
Let's
seen
get
we don't
the?
do
digital
anymore.
dragons.
There's a giant billboard in Japan. I don't remember where. I want to say it's in Tokyo. I could be wrong, but it's famous because
Tokyo's in Japan.
Yes, they have the visual is they do optical illusions where they have negative space in the TV, I guess, and you have an image where it will give the illusion of a 3D image reaching out like in a movie when you go see a 3D movie.
Oh.
But it's like you're walking down the street and you look up on this building. There's this gigantic cat.
I love the
that's,
idea
like,
of walking down
pawing
the street going, ah!
something.
There's
It's coming right at me!
there's a bar at the SLS in Vegas, or I don't know, it's not SLS, it's
If I was
Sahara
drunk
now.
enough, yes.
You talking about the heart attack grill?
No,
boy.
that's another place we'll have to go to in the future. Dude, if we ever do an annual pass and Face Jam crossover, we can go to Vegas and go to Heart Attack Grill. Oh, hell yeah, man. No, but the SLS, there was it used to be the Sahara at the end of the strip, and you walk in and they had a bar kind of in the center of the hotel, or like center of the casino, and they had these screens above it where it was like a box of screens, but standing right when you walked in, it would have like a face that looks like it would come down from like the top of the bar.
Yeah, like that. I'm showing Jack.
Yeah,
that's exactly
yeah.
what the
Mummy?
cat. Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks
was
like.
actually kind of like a lot like the Mummy.
Yeah.
Fan chasing
Yeah,
you?
yeah, like
But it was
literally.
really,
yeah.
really cool. I don't know if
It's
it's
an
still there.
illusion.
The
But it's
Mummy,
cool.
solid fucking movie, dude.
Yep,
That is.
absolutely.
Vernon Fraser. They kill a lot of
shit
people in that
holds
movie.
up, dude.
It does it?
That shit holds up.
That movie was one of my
if you're willing to
bi-awakenings,
accept it
full
as
disclosure.
the 90s, because it's like
Air
99.
Beatles.
You're talking about the Tom Cruise one, right?
Yeah,
course.
absolutely.
Dude, I just like that.
Thanks for bringing me back to life, Tom Cruise.
Brendan Fraser.
Fraser.
High five.
Fraser, right?
People,
Fraser.
it's
Fraser.
Fraser, not Frasier. I mean,
Fraser.
No I.
Fraser.
Fraser.
Yeah,
Fraser.
no
But
I.
you know, he's on DC's Doom Patrol, and they're in a couple
Robot,
seasons in.
man.
Yeah, he's the robot guy, and now he's getting signed on to more things, and everyone's like, yeah,
Dude, I mean, he's like a really good actor.
Yeah.
yeah.
Apparently, I mean, it's all like internet rumor, of course, but allegedly he's a very nice person as well, or has been very
Allegedly.
kind to his fan base. That's cool too.
so.
I like that. And apparently, like, I mean, there was a whole thing somewhat recently, a couple years ago, where they're like, "Wow, we've seen Brent." Like one of the stupid tabloid things were like, "Wow, well, like he's so washed up now. Look at him, like fat and old
Yeah.
and gross." I'm like, it was
Like
a
a
whole thing.
handful,
Like, Jesus,
maybe
calm
like
down.
5 to 10 years ago, it was very much just like that's if he was anywhere in the public eye, it was in that kind
Yeah,
of
I'm like, that's
eye of
shitty.
like, oh, look what he looks like now. But now he's like doing more things and getting out there more because you know he's,
Yeah.
he's back
Also,
in
like,
there.
I mean,
he got
that was-
older,
And people are like, we support you. And there was like an article that was like, oh, he's like overwhelmed by the support that he's getting.
It's also at the same time, like, it's good, but it's also, it's like,
Good.
fuck you. There's so many of the same people, like, not like a person, But you want to talk about like tabloids and this, like the same assholes that are like, look at this washed up fuck bag. It's like, hey, he's making a comeback. Good job. You prick.
Yeah.
Fuck you. You know who else I think of that? Who had that for a long time? Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Like before fucking Star Wars came back, it was like, you know, hugely successful voice actor.
Yep.
But like when you go from, you know,
Luke
something like Star
Skywalker.
Wars, that's like, I don't know how many times, like, growing up, people would be like, oh, he washed up, he never did anything again. I'd be like, he's the Joker. And they're like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Because
said
it's
a
just
lot,
like, it's two
actually.
completely different worlds.
Yeah.
It really is.
You know what I mean? And I guess if you want to, you know, say like Mark Hamill, yes, he was a movie star, but you think of him as, he was Luke Skywalker. He wasn't in like a million movies.
Oh, yeah, that's
He
that
was a
cat. That's the cat I'm talking about. So it, like people in Tokyo love this cat, and now it's like has a name and a fan base and everything. But it, like people walk by and go like, "Hi, kitty," and the cat will like reach down and like pet stuff and things. I think that's cool.
Crazy.
But he was in like,
I'm
Mark
good at
Hamill
it.
just all had like little cameo roles in movies here and there, and it was almost always like some Luke Skywalker thing. You know what I mean? Either he would be himself, or like was it Jay and Silent Bob? He played Cock Knocker. It was like, literally a whole fucking like he was like the bad guy and he had like a big fist. He's like, I'll punch
But
you.
then
in
he
your
popped
cock.
up in Kingsman. That was like
He
the
was in
first time.
Kingsman.
Yeah, I
He
was
got
like,
like
oh,
blown.
yeah.
He got
was a
blown up, and he
scientist.
was just some guy. And then like it's not like he got the Marvel treatment,
Yeah.
but Star Wars came back and he like got back in shape and everyone's just like there's just like this resurgence of like Mark Hamill, and it's all like. Hey, Mark Hamill, da da da. I just remember, like, I don't know, growing up as a kid, like teenager on, it would just always be like, poor Mark Hamill, you know? It's just like, very similar to Brendan Fraser.
Well, because he also had the motorcycle accident after the first movie, right? And they said, oh, that messed, like, allegedly, I heard some of the rumors was like, oh, it messed up his face a little bit. So while he could stay in Star Wars, they didn't want to cast him because, one, you're known as Luke Skywalker, and two, you're not as attractive, quote unquote,
That's him as
anymore.
Cock Knocker.
That's awesome.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Fucking incredible.
Shoes are.
Yeah.
I love that.
And it's like, here's the thing, though. It was funny.
Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
also like, you watch that and go like, damn, dude. Like,
Oh, yeah, he was
you
always
were
like
25
Airbender.
years later, and this is like, I got this role for you.
Yeah. Well, talking about Brendan Fraser. Fraser also, someone mentioned in chat, and I totally forgot. Apparently on The Mummy, that's like, they really fucked up his body with those stunts, and there wasn't a lot of good, like, just like safety for actors,
Yeah,
basically.
apparently that was a lot of like George the Jungle and like all those movies he was in. He's got the shit kicked out of him
Yeah.
because he was like a young, in shape dude.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
cut to Jackie Chan where he goes, "I will do everything."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and what was the one he was in with Pauly Shore where he was the cameraman?
Encino Man.
They froze him for real, right?
They did.
They
Yeah.
actually were like,
Encased
we're
him in
gonna
ice.
freeze you up and bury you.
Put him in
I
Sean
remember
Astin's
that being
pool.
a fun movie.
It was very
it
stupid.
doesn't really hold up.
It does not hold up like The Mummy, I'll tell you that. Dude,
I watched-
remember the dance?
Yeah.
The end, and he's doing the dance at the school, and everyone's like, "This caveman guy rules!"
And they had that weird knockoff like punk dude who was like the bad boy in the high school. And he's like, shoosh. And
Yeah, and
that
he
guy
that's the
is-
precursor to sheesh.
Yeah.
The best example of method acting I've
30-year
ever,
jump.
ever seen was Brendan Fraser in Bedazzled, because he actually summoned Satan to date.
That's true.
And that was
Yeah,
fantastic.
Satan was
It was
hot.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was very attractive.
Which that was based off a movie from like the 50s or 60s or something like
probably,
that. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Tell me if this movie doesn't hold up. I think it holds up just because I'm so in love with it, but I might be delusional. Starship Troopers.
Oh yeah, no, it holds up.
I mean, it holds up for what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you knew what it was when it came out,
Yeah,
it,
right.
it holds
Sure.
up because
Yeah.
it's pretty
I'd
campy,
argue some of
but
the
very
jokes
well
are
done.
dated.
Yeah.
Like some of the humor is like, well, no.
Yeah. But I mean,
yeah.
man,
Most
just
films.
so
Yeah.
many good quotes. Rico, you know what to do. Rico's rough now.
I watched.
Sam Fisher was in that.
I watched a fucking
Ironside.
Michael Ironside.
Michael Ironside.
Michael
Yeah.
Ironside.
Not
He was
Jeremy
in-
Irons, Michael Irons.
Okay,
He
yeah,
was-
you've got me confused.
I know. Got it mixed up.
He was in Free Willy.
Dude, my favorite Michael Ironside role was when he was a hitman in Desperate Housewives, and he went. This is like season early
Oh my
on.
God, he was.
He went to kill someone. He went to go murder someone, and he was walking down to their basement, and their basement stairs broke, and he got stuck in the stairs, and then someone just came and killed him. Like the son or someone like the son of the mother. He was there to kill the mother or something, and he's like, oh! And he was like doing this in the stair, and then he's like, I got you now. And I was like, that guy was a hired hitman. Oh, wait, why was Michael Ironside in this? And this is like, you know, in the 2000s, like he was Michael Ironside. He wasn't just some guy, you know? I was like, I can't, that's crazy. Like he got introduced, I used to watch it, to the show. I was like, oh, his character's gonna be crazy. He was in a couple episodes and then he haphazardly was killed while trying to murder someone. And I was like, that was fucking weird.
Jesus.
That's really funny.
I'm watching some police show and they went into like, oh, what it's really like with like a hired hitman, and it's not as like glamorous. It's very sloppy. Usually
It's like Barry.
It's like, oh, I paid this person a couple $100 and I found them on a site and they did a really
I went on
shitty
to
job, or
Craigslist.
they got caught.
Dude,
Or I'm
it's-
in jail now because. We
most
both got
cases,
set up.
yeah, it's like I gave him $200 and he killed a guy with a brick.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's like most hired
And
hitmen.
then-
It's not
and
some.
then he got
it's
caught,
not some
so
sort
I
of
got caught.
sniper.
Yeah,
It's
no,
not a John
not at
Wick
all.
type
Yeah.
situation.
I love how
yeah.
it's always like two people in a car, usually undercover cop who's acting as the hit person who's busting the person hiring the hitman. And
Oh,
it's
they're
just
always
like,
joking
Yeah,
and
they're like casually
laughing.
like, what if you just like blasted him, dude?
Yeah,
What if you
it's
just
like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
get the daughter too.
what?
That cheerleader
always-
mom.
Crazy
She
stuff
wanted
like that.
she wanted like her. It was like.
That was in Texas, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was in Texas. That was like a famous
Houston?
one. That was probably 90s. There
Maybe?
was like
Yeah.
a cheerleader
fucked up.
mom, and her daughter didn't make the team, and she wanted the hitman to like kill the other girl's mother. So basically, the girl would be too distraught to like do
Be on the team.
cheerleading, and then her daughter could take her spot. But then, like in that conversation, Lindsay's talking about, she's joking. It's like, I mean, if you want to get the daughter too,
Yeah.
get them both.
And undercover cop's like, oh, good one.
He's like, the cop's like, oh, dark.
okay.
She's like,
Dude, some,
yeah, whoa, you're already there. It's like, holy shit.
that's one of the
are
like
psychotic.
reoccurring dreams that I have, and it's like mid-murder, and it's never anyone that I know.
Are you murdering or are you?
Where it's just like, yeah, where it's like right after, where I'm just like, my dream would just take me right to like, bam, I just murdered someone. And the whole time I spend like the rest of the dream is going, oh my God, I'm gonna get caught. It's all over. My life is over. Why the fuck did I do this? Why am I even here? How'd this happen?
Who is this man?
Like,
Oh, it's just some
and I'm
innocent
just
guy.
like, oh my God, it's only a matter of time before my life is over. I'm counting down the hour. There's no way I'm gonna get away with this. Even if I got away with this, I'm gonna look over my my shoulder the whole time for the rest of my life. And I'm just panicking the whole
Like too
fucking
much
I'm so sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness.
bunch
I've
of
never,
Gmod.
I've never killed anybody in dream. I've had similar stresses
always
where,
after.
well, my
It's
dream,
never like during or before. It's always after.
my dream starts immediately after
why
a
am I
car
here?
crash, and I'm the one driving the car, and I've crashed it, and it's like like totaled car, and I'm like, how did I let this
Yeah.
happen? Oh my God, I'm in my neighbor's yard.
Yeah, or like I'm in the middle of like coming out of a bank with a bag full of cash, and I'm like, why the fuck did I do that? Like,
Oh, it's too much pain.
I was like, how am I gonna get away with this? What's the plan here? And I'm just like, now I'm just stuck out in this alleyway with a bag full of cash with sirens going off, and I freak the fuck out.
Now, my brain does this sometimes where it will insert another character who's going, don't worry about it, you got this. And then we just go on an adventure together, like
Dude.
dream adventure.
Dude, the craziest thing I
way more
have in
chill.
dreams, I can't think of an example, but like the craziest thing I have in dreams isn't like shit like that, right? You get put in these crazy scenarios where it's like, oh, I robbed the bank or whatever, this and that. What always blows my mind in dreams, if I wake up and I'm just thinking about it, is like the things other people will say to me, and it's just so weird. Like in the dream, I'm like, what? Like just like phrasing or terminology.
Yeah.
It's just so weird. And I wake up and I go, that came from me? What the fuck was my what?
Yes.
Like in my dream and waking up, I'm like, I've never heard such just a weird thing in my life. And I came up with that.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
No one here is watching season 2 of Dave, right? I'm assuming.
No, I gotta get
Holy
on that
shit,
because I
dude.
love Lil Dicky's like
Dude.
work with music.
The most recent episode, he goes into like a deprivation chamber, and it's like it's a journey through his brain. It's fucking weird and twisted, and like it's incredible. The whole episode's like, what the fuck is going on?
Like that. You asked me
And-
once, it was a while ago, Jack, you're like, I would love to take a tour inside of your brain. I'm like, here's the thing. I feel like Lindsay's brain is very fun and enjoyable, but because I have fun and enjoyable, like fun times, especially in dreams, if it goes into negative emotions, it's the same amount of energy, but in a bad direction. So,
intense bad energy.
Like I have wonderful dreams of magic color and
What was that Vincent
awesomeness and
D'Onofrio
then
movie,
horrible
The
nightmares.
Cell with Jennifer
Oh yeah, with
Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez.
Go into your brain.
Oh yeah, no.
Wasn't she like a psychiatrist or something
Yeah.
like that? And
Yeah,
she was
he was
going
like
into
a
the
bad
mind
guy.
of like a serial killer.
This
Yeah.
is Paprika.
Yeah.
Talking about Paprika. It's not really Paprika, but it sounds like
It
this
was
movie
very
stole the premise of
visually
Paprika.
stimulating.
I don't know what paprika
Wait,
is. I know
wasn't-
it's a spice.
It's
but-
probably the real movie.
It's
Wasn't
an
the-
anime movie from.
I might be wrong on this,
Yeah,
but
it's
wasn't
very good. You should see it.
Maybe he wasn't the serial killer, but just in the movie, it was Kingpin.
No,
Like,
Vincent D'Onofrio.
That's Vincent D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's who
yeah.
that is.
That's awesome.
That's the actor's name. Yeah. Yo, fuck Vincent D'Onofrio. What about Kingpin?
The movie The Cell is just rushing back to me. Like, wow,
No, it wasn't. But
me
it
to
was.
blow your
It was the
mind?
guy from Men in Black.
Yeah, he was also the dude from Men in Black.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also the guy
I always
from
forget his name.
Homicide: Life in the Streets who got pushed on the subway platform and got run over by the train. And he was laying there, and they're like, "When we pull this train apart, you're gonna die because your body's gonna fall apart." He did it before.
That was
M. Night
Signs.
That was
did.
in Signs.
He did it before,
Yeah.
way before
He did
Signs.
before Signs.
And he's like, "That guy did it. You killed me." And it's such a crazy episode because it's like, no, I mean, he killed you. You're dead. You're dead. We're just like hanging out until we move these trains. And he's like, "You fuck! Why did you push me?" It's like, and it was just
Signs
like, I
getting
murdered
that.
him.
The pinning. I was talking just a second about
it's a
Paprika.
baby Vincent D'Onofrio.
Paprika had the premise of Inception before Inception. It's a psychologist who helps her patients by going into their dreams and like helping them with it, but then someone steals the tech. And,
Oh, so Nolan's a ripoff.
And then
Full Metal Jacket also has Vincent D'Onofrio as well.
Yeah, but he's a good guy.
We're just talking about Vincent D'Onofrio movies.
that's a really sad
He's
part
not,
too.
he's not a good guy.
It's like
Full Metal
it's
Jacket is two different movies attached to each other.
Yeah, it really
Weirdest
is.
thing.
Full Metal Jacket.
It
So
really
the
is. It's
tone
wild,
shift
dude.
that happens in that movie. It's
No.
like
It's an intense movie. dude.
growing up in a military family too. It's extra intense. Where I'm like, oh, is this kind of what happens sometimes?
Yeah,
It-
I think it's
yes.
like, oh yeah, this movie's great. Like it's just like the real thing. It's like,
Oh, that's not good.
no,
that's not
it's
good that it's like the real thing. Because that's
Adventures in Babysitting. Thor. That's right. He plays Thor in Adventures Babysitting.
Wait, he does?
Yeah, he's the car mechanic that fixes their car for him.
Is that
And like the little girls.
where
Like, "Are you
the movie cover art is like the babysitter and the kids are like dangling, like having out the net, and they're like on the side of a building on the rope going, yeah, I remember that. That's one of the blockbuster movies where I always pass by and I look at the cover like front and back
Okay.
like 50 times
Yeah.
and then
Yes.
just go, nah. And then the next week I'd do the same thing and go, nah.
Like Goonies. There's like that little skull. It's like, I don't know what this is.
Or Critters was another movie.
Critters.
Great movie.
Yeah,
Critters
that's awesome.
3, I think, had Leonardo DiCaprio. It was like his first movie.
I don't think I know what movie that is.
Critters? Oh, it's good. It's a good horror
Little
movie.
It's a horror-
honestly little fur balls,
Yeah, like,
right?
the
And then,
Gremlins was
little
bad, but they
monster
were
fur
in the
balls with
second
teeth,
movie,
and
like,
they,
yeah.
they just chomp and eat everything up. I always saw that and went, I'll do Tremors.
Nice.
Tremors.
It's probably
Tremors
good.
movie.
Yeah,
It's a good call.
Kevin
Awesome.
Bacon. I think
Well,
they're doing
you
a
just
remake of
reawakened
that.
I would go to
Memories,
the
too.
playground and then step on a rock.
Oh,
and go, "Can't get off."
Yeah, that was just like that was an
Yeah.
alt Floor is Lava.
I'm Kevin Bacon.
Floor is Tremors.
Yep, pretty much.
Going through Blockbuster too, I would look at Hellraiser, and as a kid, I was like, "This is scary. It's a man with pins in his head." And as an adult, I'm like, "This is my favorite horror movie. I love this."
Yeah.
What were some other Blockbuster ones that you guys passed by? Because y'all probably rented video games too, and that would happen video games. I'm like,
I rated
maybe.
Star Fox
no.
64 like 50 million times.
Mario
Just-
Party.
I should've
I
bought
rented
the
Mario
goddamn
Party
thing.
1 and 2 like a million times. Yeah. But we would at least trade. Like, it would be someone's job to rent it. So it's like, we keep spending money, but
had
at
a
least it was
group.
different people. It'd be
yeah.
like, it's your, because it's 4 players, so we could all play it.
man.
But like, you rent it next week. I'll rent it. Because
That's smart.
we never would wait to save the money to be able to buy the game.
Right, yeah,
But it's
'cause
like,
you
I
want it
got
right away.
$5.
Yep.
Sleepover, 2 nights at my house. We're gonna play 50-turn Mario Party 6 times.
Yep.
And just like
All you did.
The room, there's just like a mist in the room of just like sweat and like Doritos.
Yeah.
But we did it young enough where it wasn't like disgusting. We were like 11 or 12.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it wasn't like a bunch of stinky teenagers. It was just like adolescent children. So we could just like drink soda and eat
They stick
candy. And
naturally.
we just
burn
we'd go and
through
go
it,
and
yeah,
go and
yeah.
go and go and go and go and forever, and you wouldn't have that like gross BO.
Yeah.
It was right before that. So that was like the prime time in the summer.
Damn. Yeah, I remember those gaming sessions. Those are always fun. I did that with Halo.
You ever have a LAN party at your house?
Yeah, every birthday in high school, I'd have my friends come over, and the way that like my house is set up in San Francisco was kitchen on the first floor. You go up, living room, you go up, bedroom, you go up, bedroom, bedroom. So there's different floors, but there were tinier floors. So then it's really like 3 stories if you really like want to measure it out. So every year for my birthday during high school, I'd have like 14, I don't know how many, it was 16 player, right, for LAN?
I think
it was.
It depends what game. Yeah.
Halo, I think
Halo, original
I
Halo.
think was 4 per screen. 16
I
sounds
think it was
right.
16. So I invite 16 of my friends over, and that's what we did all weekend, was just LAN it, and we would connect it, and we'd have a different TV and console on each floor.
Damn.
So I'd be on one floor, I'd like sniped him like in the bush with the fucking flag in Blood Gulch, and I just hear from 2 floors down, "Ah, you're so son of a bitch.
Yeah,
And they'd be like,
that,
yeah, eat shit.
that or the dude
awesome.
you go, you know, whatever, you're just gonna be like,
Yeah.
hey, Tim! And then you kill him. Because he hears it
Yeah,
right
'cause you
before it
can hear
happens.
it.
That was the best.
Dude, so
That was the precursor to online.
So
It was
that's the
that
thing.
close.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm playing with him
Yeah.
in a different room.
So Tim, absolutely atrocious in any shooter.
Harsh.
He
Well, yeah,
was
I've
just-
seen how the man fucking plays.
We'll get to that in a second. So he was absolutely terrible, and I told this story before, but I'll elaborate because something new came up recently. But he's absolutely terrible in any shooter. But when I first played Halo with him, every time I saw him, he was so bad at shooting, he would just stand still and let me kill him, and he would just reset because he just knew he wasn't gonna win the gunfight. And I went, man, damn it. But boy, let me tell you, my gun skills didn't matter when it came to capture the flag because I would find him every once in a while, kill him, and then we'd lose 0-3 because he would capture all 3 flags. And this man,
He's a trooper.
because I found out what he would do. I mean, like, he would sit in the bush next to your base for like 20 minutes during the match, waiting for the right
Yes.
time to grab it and jump into a
Yes.
fucking warthog. And I was just like, it was a level, because I
kindred
was all
spirits.
about killing people, so I just never even thought on that level in terms of flag capturing. Anyways, this man is sick. You know, any Halo game, there's always that one controller scheme where it's just very weird tank-like controller scheme or whatever it was. It's just very fucking awkward. You're moving with the buttons and looking with the. It's very awkward. The guy grew up with Nintendo. Maybe that's why it screwed up his head.
No, we're okay.
But
I mean, you know.
that he had a
I had
really
Resident Evil,
weird
so-
controller scheme, and that's why he never really liked shooters because of the way it was all set up. He liked time splitters, I guess. I think that was what really offset him. But recently, he posted a video. He had the Samsung G9, so it was like this big, super wide ultra screen. On one hand, he has his mouse, right? He's playing Halo Infinite on the Halo Infinite beta on his PC. One hand, he has his mouse. His keyboard is right in front of him, but he's not using his keyboard. With his other hand, he has a controller, and he's using the controller to move and the keyboard, the mouse to shoot.
It looks like a joke.
It looks like it's absolutely.
You showed me a picture because you mentioned the monitor.
Yeah.
Right? You showed the picture to Jackie, and it was like, oh, that's the monitor, whatever. And you went, look at this picture. And I went, what the fuck? Because immediately it's him doing this, holding half of a controller in his left hand.
It's insane.
And
And the
mouse
mouse
and
in
hand
the
on the mouse.
other
And I was
one.
like,
And
how does
he's
he push?
like-
There's not enough buttons.
Exactly.
You must put something down at some. What the fuck? And Fredo was like, I don't know. And Jackie's like, wait, what? Because it's like, it's subtle. It's not the first thing you see, but you're like, is this a joke?
And his tweet was like, hey, "Thank you, like Halo, for like having my dreams come true." And I went, "Some people never fucking change."
That blew me away, dude. I couldn't believe that.
It
I just
was-
kept going.
Is it any
looks
better? Like, is he
atrocious?
does he play any better now?
I have
with
no
that setup?
clue, but it's just fucking
find out.
weird.
It's like one of those too. I imagine
bet
it's
he
one of
does.
those. You know those weird like some people do like the claw.
Yeah.
There it is. Look at him.
What the fuck,
That's
dude?
he's
What the
playing.
fuck?
What
What
the
the fuck?
fuck?
And to him.
What
and
a
to him.
psychopath.
That's
No joke.
crazy.
No joke, because he played time splitters and he grew up with
What
the
is
weird
he
tank controls.
doing?
To Tim, this is perfection. This is how, for him, is the best way to play a shooter.
Here's what's
It
great
is
about that.
weird.
I look at something like that, and it makes me think of like the crazy, like
fucking spitter.
dude. Well, he fidgets.
I'm gonna
sometimes.
take a picture of this and just send it
Send it
to
to
him.
him right
so
now,
he'll
yeah.
know we're talking
Dude,
about him all day.
it's like people have these crazy schemes.
But he's
and-
always wanted that, and,
and
he finally
you
got it.
get like speedrunners that have like, oh, I like put it on my leg and play with one hand or whatever, and it's always
Yeah.
like, oh my god, and they're so good. I imagine Tim doing that, and you go like, oh my god, he must be so good, and he's just awful. It's just like, watch
he's
this. Oh
comfortable.
shit, hang on, shit, wait, hang on, and then he's like pushing a button and then going back. Dude, my first thought was there's not enough buttons. You need the keyboard. What
Yeah.
the fuck are you doing?
I mean, you've
how?
got-
How? It's
you
like,
got
hang on,
one
time to shoot.
Thumbstick.
Yeah, one second.
I slap my leg when I shoot the
One
gun.
second. Let me use the grenade.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't believe that. I've never seen such a thing.
Man.
But
It blew me away that you could do that.
Dude, let me
just
tell
went-
you, I don't think anyone would have ever thought that you could do that. But Tim saw
waiting
it
for
and
this
went,
moment.
oh my God,
Been waiting.
finally.
Tim should go work for Nintendo. They're like, what is the weird?
No, they're gonna make that controller.
They will. They will.
It's gonna be connected.
It's like a Wii remote and then like a mouse.
Yeah.
I seriously
Somebody
think
call
it was
Doug Bowser.
games
the
like
next
Time
guy.
Splitters where they had like weird and like GoldenEye, those kind of
my
like
God.
weird like strafing controls.
Yeah, I mean they were weird because they just limitations. Okay, I
Yeah.
like the idea of Tim going, 2 sticks. Nah, go back to 1. What do you mean? What do you mean move
But
and look?
I also
Why is it so
remember-
complicated?
I also remember like every year when we had LAN parties, we would take a break from doing Halo, and then we'd all go and eat lunch or whatever or dinner, and we'd come back and everyone would sit down at the TVs that they were at, and then it was always like, oh, this is Tim's control. Hey, Tim, there you go,
Yes,
because it was always
yeah.
the fucking like weird controls.
We're freaking out about that,
he loves
rightfully.
that.
I'm still wrapped up on the fact that you had 16 friends to invite over for this LAN party.
friends-
I mean,
How did
some of them were paid actors.
okay,
sure,
cool, all right.
but-
At that point, let me tell you.
Let me tell you, there was like
I'm jealous.
8 good friends.
This is how
and
it
then you
works.
had your fillers.
This is how it works, right?
Very
I know
good.
because I didn't do the LAN parties. I got invited. I was I don't bring your brother.
Yeah, you were the
And
plus
then,
one.
And then it's like, all right, dickhead, let's go.
Yeah.
That's stop warming the bench.
Well, there was like the 8 people.
Hey, did your parents fuck? Bring whoever.
Yeah.
Whoever you got, bring them over.
Well,
can they hold the
Anybody.
controller and
Anybody, too.
support their neck? Bring them over.
Yeah, well, there was like the 8
Are they
people.
over
that,
the age of
you
like
really
9
wanted
months?
there. There were like 8 people that you really wanted there that were like your friends. Then there were the others were like, oh, like, I
know
talked
you.
to you a lot in history class or whatnot. And then there was the like maybe handful, like 2 or 3, where people would be like, they'd come in last second, right? Where you're sitting in class that week and it's that weekend and they're like, oh, what are you gonna do this weekend? I'm like, oh, I'm doing a LAN party and we're gonna do Halo. It's like, oh, I love Halo. I'm like, yo, you love Halo?
You're in.
You're in.
Yeah. There was no vetting process.
I don't really know you, but you play Halo, so
Yeah.
you're in.
You say there's no vetting, but has anyone crashed a LAN party? Or did someone show up who was not invited and you're like, you gotta go? Like, we don't.
Hard to
That would
do.
probably be like Neighbors, where it's just like. I heard a commotion. Yeah. Or like the neighborhood kids are just like,
Is there Halo in there?
I grew up in
Steve
we would all we would all hear. Yeah, I heard flag capture. I rushed on over. But like they'd come over and be like, "Yo, can Fredo come play?" And they're like, "Oh, they're all playing Halo." And they're like, "Oh," and then my parents would be like, "Oh, do you want to go see?" And then they'd walk in and they'd sit there and watch us play Halo because we're
Like,
all
you can watch,
the
yeah.
controllers were taken.
Yeah.
And then we'd substitute them in, and then someone would get mad because they don't play Halo, and then they're ruining their team.
damn.
And yeah.
Okay.
But
Those
was it
types
Tim?
of things.
I had to stop inviting Tim over. Do you have any brothers? you could
Do you have
play?
anyone else you
Anything?
could bring?
Someone in chat
right.
is defending Tim's.
I mean,
Status
I'm
also.
glad
I don't
Tim
wanna say
showed up to
wrong,
defend
but-
himself. But we gotta go here. Post show
Oh,
is
it's time
itching.
already?
It's already
Was this
4:30,
great?
dude.
Oh
Things
my
were
God.
slow.
I mean, look,
Post-show starts
here's we want to
4:35.
talk about WASD. I prefer obviously to move with a control stick over mouse and
WASD
keyboard.
now all the way.
Okay, over WASD. But the point is, the way he's holding it, all he can do is stick, maybe left trigger and left bumper.
And click
You
it.
do WASD. You got to use all those other keys like F and G and
Yeah,
space
B,
bar and
C,
all that
yeah,
shit.
R,
You
uh-huh.
can't. How do you make up for that holding half of a controller? I don't
don't know.
understand that. I get the movement. It's weird as shit. I get moving. What I don't get is you must not be able to do something. There's just not enough
gotta
buttons.
be
Unless it's like a
something.
Naga or something that has a bunch of buttons on the thumbstick or on the
mouse.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
man, there's
But
some kind
probably
of
not.
weird meta that some kid's thinking over there. Where like, this guy's ripping ass, but he never uses a grenade.
Yeah, I said, Tim is like, I don't use
I guess I don't need grenades.
How do you do it? Well, I don't jump.
Yeah. I mean, honestly.
Yo, this guy's grounded.
Oh my God.
All right, cool.
Get in his head.
Well, thanks for watching Off Topic. We're live mostly every Thursday. Also, live throughout the week on RTTV, all kinds of things happening. Achievement Hunters live every Monday and Wednesday.
yesterday we played
1
Mario
PM.
Party.
We played Mario Party long.
Yeah, tense match.
Also, be sure to watch Camp Betrayal. And if you're watching live right now, which if you're hearing me now, the second that I'm doing it, you are watching live. There's no other way to see it. Stick around the AH Post team is playing Sims. Didn't some new thing just come out?
Yeah, Sims Cottagecore
guessing that's
expansion
what they're
pack just
doing.
came out, which is fantastic, and I'm
I
excited to
know
play it.
Sarah was very excited about it.
Lindsay
Yes,
was excited
I'm-
too. That's how I know. So.
You might be seeing some
If they're
more
not
content
playing
with
it,
that later.
ask why not.
I'll say.
And then ask Sarah if you're in the chat for Jack, like, what's the new secret thing that Jack can't talk about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sarah, will you tell me? You say that to Sarah.
Is it still or
let Sarah know.
stoop?
Ask
Don't be silly and stup.
Stup. Yeah.
Dark
I said
stools.
stoop, but it is stup. Yeah.
Demon stools.
Goodbye.
Thank-
Thank you.